Joe. That ain't good enough. Come on, Joe.
Wait, no. Not this one.
Frizzle left tight, F fly, pass 37 punch, waggle, help, baby dizzy, X fan on the turbo.
Thank you, baby.
Football, man.
It's time to listen to a bald, fat loudmouth
Mr. T-Bone.
and a former football player.
And that ball intercepted by Tyvis pal.
Wow, no radio station has ever done that before.
Did it work for those people?
No, it never does. But it might work for us.
Welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Happy Tuesday. For some of you, welcome back to work. Hope you had a good Labor Day weekend. If this is your first time joining us since then, I'm T-Bone, he's Tyvis. Good morning, Tyvis.
Oh, good morning, T-Bone. Did you watch some good football last night?
Oh, you know what? I did throw on the old TV, and I thought, let's check out how Bill Belichick does in college. And it was kind of like, if you ever seen the Simpsons meme of Grandpa Simpson coming in, taking his hat off, hanging it up, and then immediately picking it back up and leaving. Like that's pretty much all she wrote there. Not a great start for Bill Belichick in the college football world. We will get into that. Morning Wood coming up at 6:45. We have got plenty of audio for you today, including from someone who coached against Ohio State, had a funny quote a couple years ago. Well, he's back with another interesting quote. Tom Brady is angry about the way football is played nowadays. We've got all kinds of stuff getting into it. Like, today is an audio-heavy day. Now, I mean, I know it's radio, so it's all audio, but my point is I have sound from other people, not just you and me talking. So we've got plenty of that to get into.
Some people might like that.
Well, that's probably the case. And I can't argue with them. I can't say that that's wrong.
You know what? I'm willing to say this. It was Tom Brady, not Bill Belichick. I think I can safely say that. It was definitely Tom.
That could be the case.
Because
it looked, I mean, I'll tell you last night, well, the first drive.
Oh, the first opening drive was beautiful.
North Carolina was scripted plays, baby. That went right down the field. TCU looked lost. And I saw a bunch of people online just like, oh, there it is. Belichick's got an offense. Get ready. And then how did that go the rest of the way? Didn't go like that at all, pretty much. It was a one-sided affair for TCU, destroying North Carolina. The final, at one point, I know it was like 41-14. It ended up being 48-14, I think, was the final score.
48-14, yes.
Ooh. Yeah,
now,
bad.
What I will say is everybody was on edge because Matt Patricia, what he did with that defense, everybody's like, oh, man, maybe these guys are going to come down here and just run college football and be successful. The thing what's funny is what people didn't realize is Matt Patricia and Bill Belichick is in two different atmospheres right now. Matt Patricia, like, they recruit very well at the Ohio State University, so he has dudes. North Carolina, they got some work to do. Let's just say that. A couple of guys hit the portal, and yeah, they didn't do a great job of getting guys to replace those guys. So it's gonna take some time there. But he just don't got the guys. He don't have, this ain't the NFL.
Well,
in the NFL, everybody's talent is about the same. Don't get me wrong. There's a few guys that's obviously head and shoulders above the other people. But when you talk about NFL talent, this is the elite of the elite. So a lot of the talent is there. In college, no, you can swing and miss really bad, and that guy is not supposed to be in that type of environment. And
I would love to have looked in on the board of trustees yesterday for North Carolina because they spent so much money. You know, Mac Brown wasn't a great coach. I don't think he was the answer there if you wanted to win a national championship. But also, the whole thing with North Carolina for years has been, when it comes to football, they are a sleeping giant. That is what their nickname might as well be, because everyone seems to bring that up like, oh, if North Carolina, you just wait. If they get the right coach and the right system and the right this, they're in a prime recruiting area. They could easily get a lot of players from down south to come play there. You play in the ACC, so you've got a lot of exposure to that region of the country. Family can come watch you. It's a great way to sell. And by the way, tremendous school, tremendous basketball school. You got the Jordan connections. You got the Nike connections. You got everything you want. Oh, and now you've added Bill Belichick, right? So the thought was, this is the sleeping giant being awoken. Bill Belichick will wake up the sleeping giant and turn them into maybe a national championship contender someday. And maybe that will still happen. But here's
they gotta back to break. Jordan and them gonna have to cut a big check.
Well, that's what I'm saying is they already did. The board of trustees is not paying Bill Belichick peanuts. They brought in.
That's fine.
They brought in a ton of money for him.
Nah, see, that's not the person you pay. Like, that's wrong. You have to take care of the coach. But like I said, the coaches don't make the player. The player makes the coach.
Yeah,
I think that's. I know. Listen, Bill Belichick is a legend. He's gonna probably go to the Hall of Fame and all those things in the NFL. So I mean, no disrespect to him, but this is a different world.
Oh, yeah.
This is a different world in college. You need the players. He don't got. It's not the X's and O's. It's the Johns and the Joes.
Yeah, I truly believe that when you have the best players and you're going up against the other best player, like again, if teams like Ohio State and Texas, they know how to recruit. We are aware of the money that's spent on both coaches, recruiting. It's not just paying your head coach, right? It's paying your recruiting coordinator. It's paying your staff that does all that stuff. And, of course, it's getting money to those players through NIL. But when you have a matchup between Ohio State and Texas, then I think the coaching matters, right? Then it's the schematics and some of that stuff Matt Patricia was drawing up on defense. That helped them win that. That helped Ohio State win. But when you are talking about in TCU, they have a well-oiled machine for what they are.
I wouldn't call.
No, they do. Wait a second.
They are what the kids will call mid.
Okay, they're a mid team. They're a mid team that beat Michigan in a playoff game. Am I wrong? Yeah. I mean, I'm saying within the last 5 years.
You talk about the one game that they didn't scout.
Yeah, well, they didn't have Cottage Stallions help. Right. Like the whole point I'm making is TCU overperforms what they are. Wouldn't you say that? Wouldn't you say that they do better than what they probably? They're TCU. They're like the fifth Texas school, and they've turned themselves into a decent team. You don't think they're a. Right now, they're
mid is what they are.
They won 9 games last season.
I'm saying mid is what they are. Okay. Like, Tyvis, I don't know why we overdoing this. They are mid. You know what I knew what it was? When they went up to that championship game against Georgia and looked like they just got blown off the field. Like
all right.
That mid.
Okay, fine. But then everybody that year was pretty much mid because they were one of the 4 best teams in college football. And that's what it ended up being was they got to the championship game and got destroyed. All I'm pointing out is TCU is much further along in whatever they're trying to build there as being a mid-program, or I think slightly better than that. But they're way further along than whatever Bill Belichick is doing. It's one game, right? But I remember when Deion Sanders came to Colorado, and everyone gave that man crap for bringing in how many transfers?
He flipped 50? The whole team.
He brought in 50. I think he brought in 50, 55 transfers, and people said you can't do college football like that. And then Deion actually had a pretty decent start.
I thought they won like maybe the first 2, maybe.
They beat TCU.
They beat TCU. That was the big. Yeah, that's right.
But did they lose to Nebraska?
Yeah, they won. I think they went 5-7 his first year.
Yeah, I mean he's a 500 coach there, right? Isn't he? After this past week, they lost this week, so I think they lost to Georgia Tech. So I'm pretty sure they're like 500 so far in his time. But my point is, when that happened, everyone said, how dare he do that? You know how many players Bill Belichick brought in to this team?
4.
70. Dude, he brought in 70 transfers. You only get 85 scholarships last I checked. Like, that's right. So I'm saying they swung, and early returns they missed. Because about everybody they talked about last night, it felt like they brought up the dude. Don't they have the dude on their offensive line who's a freshman from, I think he was committed to West Virginia, and they flipped him. But the guy is like 6'9", 300-something pounds, and he's like barely 18 years old. And they had that guy, and I'm like, wow, this looks great. They flipped that guy. Everybody they mentioned
was
flipped
the one dude from Ohio State. But
right.
I think that's next year's recruiting class. 26.
All I'm saying, they said
he probably looking like, man, I might have made
North Carolina next year. They right now have they said it's now a top 25 class. That needs to be a top 10 class for them to have any shot.
Who got a top 25 class?
North Carolina. But I'm saying, like, you have to get that up to top 10 level before I'll believe anything's changed. And that's going to take multiple years.
Why would I go there? They really got to cut the check. Like, that's the thing. Like, if I'm a recruit, I'm going to look at this season and see how it goes, obviously. But, like, if this going to look like that, why would I go there?
But why did Deion, to give him credit as a coach, he did a good job with that team. But why did he do well in part was because he had an all-world talent playing corner wide receiver.
Yes.
And a pretty good college talent, as much as people want to bag on him, and his son, Shedeur Sanders. Like, he had a quarterback and a stud at wide receiver corner.
People that didn't think Shedeur was good at Colorado?
Oh, well, not good enough to get his jersey retired. I don't think that.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I agree with that part, but
how many Colorado passing records does he have in reference to Colorado?
I think he has almost like 30 of them. Yeah, whatever it is. He's got a lot. The point here is that's the problem I see with North Carolina off the bat, is that regardless of how good of a bad of a coach Bill Belichick may be, they missed completely on the guys that they brought in. And that's on your recruiting staff. That's on everybody else, because it shouldn't be. I don't care that you lost to TCU. You shouldn't lose by damn near 40 points, where in the third quarter, it's not even competitive. Half your stadium was empty before we even hit the fourth quarter.
It was it's embarrassing because it was the only game. All eyes was on it. And that's the performance you give. I had a lot of hope for him after the first touchdown. The opening drive, I was like,
it looked like it was good.
Okay.
Michael Jordan's there. Lawrence Taylor's there.
Roy Williams.
The whole Mia Hamm coming back, soccer legend. Like, everybody was there. And they got a front row seat. Well, you know what? Maybe Jordan Hudson. Maybe her real estate portfolio will pay off. She can, like, cash all that in, use that money to pay some players. Maybe they'll hit the Powerball. I heard they missed Powerball last night. Was up to $1.1 billion. Nobody won.
Oh, so it's time to play a ticket.
Yeah. So Wednesday, I think it's 1.3. So if some like North Carolina booster wins that, there's hope.
They got hit in the mouth, boy.
It was bad.
I know sports radio is what we do, and we have to react to what we see on the field. But like after week one, I'm pumping the brakes on just selling the North Carolina stock. They got Richmond and Charlotte coming up, and then a very soft ACC schedule. They could easily rectify this situation.
Don't get me wrong that they could, yes, of course, end up with a winning record, or they could even make a bowl. The point is, this is Bill Belichick. They paid like roughly 4 times as much for him as they did the previous coaching staff, according to all the reports. And after 1 week, Mac Brown never had a loss by this many. Bill Belichick has never lost any. I don't think in the NFL he lost any game by this margin of victory, right? Like that's pretty bad for 1 week of college football. Now, there's plenty of time for him to get this right, but
they got North Carolina gonna have at least 3 losses this year. I'm gonna tell you that.
I haven't looked at their schedule.
Minimum is 3. They got Clemson still.
Loss.
They got Duke still.
Loss.
UCF should probably be a good game.
But then you know what?
Syracuse.
Syracuse might get them. Yeah, but I mean, you're right. The rest of this schedule is the type of schedule. It's like Notre Dame's schedule last year, where they lost that game to Northern Illinois, and everyone was like, they're done. And then they had plenty of time to kind of like regroup. That's kind of what North Carolina has. At Charlotte, Richmond, at UCF might be a little tough. And then we got Clemson, and that Clemson game's going to be rough. That Clemson game's going to be rough. All right, we're running a little late here, so let's get a break. But when we come back, Tom Brady yearns for the good old days of quarterback play. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and welcome to your Tuesday. Well, the roads are starting to pick back up after a long holiday weekend here. Thankfully, though, we are still not seeing any issues out on the roads this morning. No crashes, no slowdowns. I would say the slowest part would be for folks over on the west side if you're taking 70 eastbound heading into the city. That ongoing construction site. Crew members back at work this morning. Lane restrictions still in place, too, so do be mindful there. Lastly, drive times northbound are looking really good this morning. 71 north is looking fantastic at 8 minutes there. 315 north between 670 to 270 will only take 9 minutes this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Right now, in Washington, there's a fight going on to make life more affordable and bring back American jobs. Some play politics, and some want to get things done. Senator John Husted is cutting through the noise, putting Ohio first. The new tax bill delivers for working families and helps small businesses hire and grow right here in Ohio. Tell John Husted, keep fighting for Ohio families and small businesses. Paid for by Senate Opportunity Fund.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
The water's standing in the tub. My toilets will not flush. The smell's getting bad in here. I need help in a rush.
Clogged drain, no problem. It's 93 or free. I'll clear any drain or you don't pay with a 1-year guarantee.
It's 93 or free. Guaranteed.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Opening day of baseball's cool. The tournament's first weekend is amazing. Underrated sports day, the first Sunday of NFL football. So let's spend it together at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Join On the Money and The Fan for a watch party for the Bengals-Browns game September 7th. Watch and place wagers on over 30 kiosks, contests, prizes, and oh look, little footballs. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, I'm Coach Ryan Day, and I've seen firsthand how tough and resilient kids can be. But I've also seen the struggles that aren't always visible. Mental health challenges are real. That's why I'm proud to partner with the Kids Mental Health Foundation. Together, we're helping parents, teachers, and coaches talk to kids about mental health before there is a concern or crisis. Start making kids' mental health a part of every day with free tools and resources at kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org.
What's better than cheering the Buckeyes on to victory? Wearing our exclusive collection of OSU jewelry as you watch. Hi, this is Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. We're an officially licensed jeweler of The Ohio State University, and we've created beautiful Buckeye jewelry that will last a lifetime. From Blocko earrings to Diamond Script Ohio necklaces, we've got luxury Buckeye gifts starting at $99. No matter where you're watching, show your Buckeye love at the Diamond Cellar, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Join the Fan weeknights at 6 for the Buckeye Show. And if you're asking if it's just a bunch of homers rooting for all things Ohio State, yes it is. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Do you want a job that is flexible, secure, and fun? It also offers excellent pay and is ranked as one of the best jobs in America, too. I'm talking about being a dental hygienist. And all you have to do is complete a 2-year program after high school. Visit ODA.org to learn more and to start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
The Ohio Lottery's new $5 scratch-off Win Big has a top prize of $100,000. And with the Ohio Lottery app, all non-winning tickets can be entered into a My Lotto Rewards second chance promotion to win Cleveland or Cincinnati football tickets or even a trip to football's biggest game. And that's more exhilarating than a cooler of sports drink dumped on you. So exhilarating. Win big from the Ohio Lottery. A celebration waiting to happen. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
You might need a light jacket again this morning with our wake-up temperatures in the mid-50s, but this afternoon you'll be tossing it in the back seat with afternoon highs getting into the low 80s and plenty of sunshine. For tonight, mostly clear skies again overnight with our lows down into the mid to upper 50s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
One of these guys still believes he can play in the NFL. It's T-Bone. He says it's because of his low center of gravity. He's dumb. This is Bone and Tyvis.
You can tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971 on Twitter. You can also jump in the YouTube chat. Plenty of people already in there today. Shout out to Rusty, Alex, Quentin. Thank you guys for jumping in early. Just go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan. T-Bone and Tyvis is what you click on, and then you'll be in the YouTube chat. And if you've got thoughts on Bill Belichick, by all means, drop them off. Because I know it's a one-game sample size. It's overreaction Tuesday, I guess. Usually we do that on Mondays with college and pro football. But that was not a great start for Bill Belichick. No way to slice that. None whatsoever. And you said it in the first segment. It's the question a lot of people are going to keep asking about Bill Belichick till he wins something of significance. Was that all just Tom Brady? I mean, between that and the cheating scandals, it's like, was Bill Belichick doing, he was good. He was obviously a pretty good coach. He knew what he was doing defensively. Matt Patricia would argue he probably knew what he was doing defensively. You saw how good Matt Patricia's defense looked for Ohio State. But
Matt Patricia got the Johns and the Joes.
Well, that's what, yes. And this Bill Belichick had this guy named Tom Brady, which you take him over anybody else in pro football.
It's really looking like it was
the last 20 years.
It's kind of crazy. The more he coaches without time, the more people are like, it's time.
Oh, well, I don't blame them.
Now, don't get me, I think he had he went to the playoffs one season without time. I think that was when they had Mac Jones as a rookie, I want to say.
Yes, sir.
Outside of that, it's been bad.
It has been. And
meanwhile, Tom won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he left and goes elsewhere. And that's where I don't blame people at all for, I'm kind of there with you, that much as I would like I thought it was more of like those two teaming up together with the awesome defense that Bill Belichick built, coupled with Tom Brady right on offense. Then it's like you have your coach almost of the offense over here. And yes, I know Josh McDaniels and all these other people were involved, but if Tom Brady's not the one out there seeing it, making calls, the mental part of the game that he had, then Bill Belichick's like, great, I don't have to worry about that very much. I just have to worry about the defense. And then he could go out and coach that up to a level that it was. And again, they didn't have crappy players on defense. They had tremendous players. North Carolina does not have that right now. They have a lot of work to do when it comes to getting the players involved.
Well, the problem with losing in the fashion that they lost in was now you have players questioning what's going on in the program. You know what I'm saying? Like a couple of years ago, when they had like the Drake Mays and the Sam Howells, like they won games, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they necessarily got embarrassed like this. So when you get a coaching change, obviously he comes in there, he changes the culture, he changes the philosophies and things like that. And the hardest job for a new coach is to get the players to buy into his culture. And the Patriot way was totally different than anything else in the league. Everybody wanted to try to get to the Patriot way. At North Carolina, if you're one of those kids that's on the fence, or let's say you committed and you decided to, hey, I'm going to just do it Bill's way. We're going to do it the Patriot way, right?
Yeah.
You see those results, and now you start to think to yourself, is this really it? Or should I go back to the old way that I was playing? Like, why would I keep doing this? Like, so that's what they woke up with having to deal with in Chapel Hill, is that now you got players questioning,
Yeah. Is this the right idea?
Is this the right thing?
Right. And Belichick said after the game, this isn't the team we brought today. This isn't what we are. We're going to be better than this. Well, and he's been saying over the course of the season, we know this team's going to get better, and even hinting at like, we're really aiming for 2026 with this group to like get them fully doing what they're supposed to. That's all well and good. When you get smacked in the mouth like that against TCU, and it wasn't competitive after that first drive. That's where I think people are going to question, all right, is the plan even sound for us to try to build on, or did we make a mistake? I bet you some of those people in North Carolina today who spent all that money, boosters, all the people in the front office of their administration, all that, they're questioning now, did we do the right thing here? And that's not something I thought we would have said. When he got hired, I thought, all right, he may not be the greatest college football coach of all time, but he's going to show North Carolina how it's done, and he's going to get that program up to a better level. After one game, it doesn't look like that at all.
Well, I will tell you, to put a bow on this, I would say that when they get to that Clemson game, they got Charlotte, Richmond, and UCF. When they get to that Clemson game, it better be close. If they lose, it better be close.
Yeah, right. You need to show some market improvement.
If it's something like this, there's going to be a lot of people starting to look. They like, hey.
Yeah, you're right. Speaking of Bill Belichick, Tom Brady was talking about the problem with quarterbacks and something that he doesn't like about the way current quarterbacks play.
Because football is the ultimate team sport. And even in this broadcasting role, Chris, that's what I look for all the time. When a quarterback throws a touchdown pass, I actually watch to see who he goes and celebrates with. Because what did I do? I looked for my offensive lineman every time. I went down and celebrated in the end zone with my teammates every time. I wanted everyone to feel like they were part of the success. I told the linemen, we're all running to the end zone and we're celebrating as a team. Because I think that's way more intimidating than a quarterback doing his 6-shooter guns and pointing up in the crowd and doing all that other bull that's very self-promotional, but it's not about winning. And I think winning in football is about a team, always a team attitude first.
I mean, that might explain why the guy that he supposedly loved, Shedeur Sanders, and mentored and all that stuff, maybe that's why they didn't go get Shedeur Sanders with the Raiders, because they had plenty of chances. Everybody did.
Wrist up.
He didn't say anything about wrist up, T-Bone. Okay.
Oh, no, he just said that, like, he's celebrating not with his team, but with he's doing his own celebration that doesn't have anything to do with winning. Now, either way, the point is, I don't think Tom Brady's going to get a big argument from a lot of people on that. Probably a good idea to go celebrate. I do think sometimes we're guilty, though, of, well, like, Tom Brady did this and he was successful, so that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily true.
That's exactly what this is. Tom sees it one way. He was very successful in his way, and he feels my way or the highway, you know. And people would say, yeah, if Tom Brady did that, then that's how we should probably act. However, there's so many good quarterbacks. Cam Newton won league MVP by dancing and doing the Superman thing the entire year. I don't understand what's wrong.
Tyvis, but he lost the Super Bowl because he wouldn't jump on a football, and therefore
that's a
his
whole
entire
different
legacy is trash. No, because we can't just carry in our mind that, like, that was also a great player who had a great season doing it a different way. Mm-hmm. No, he wasn't as successful as Tom Brady. Nobody else was in the league either. But, yeah, there are different ways to win, but obviously there are a lot of people who hear that and they're like, yeah, that's the only way to win. No, it helps if you're as good as Tom Brady, and it helps if you work as hard as Tom Brady and you dedicate yourself to the game like Tom Brady did. If every player with the talent level that was probably better than Tom Brady when they came into the league worked as hard as him, sure, they probably would have been better. I don't know that the reason Tom Brady was successful is because he goes and celebrates with his linemen as opposed to doing like a Tom Brady celebration. Also, don't forget.
I also don't want him to come off like he's just this clean guy. Like, he was a big trash talker now.
He was a big trash talker.
Trash talker.
Tom Brady sold a whole.
Why he do it?
He sold a whole series of stuff called TB12, where it was like, live like me, Tom Brady. Let me show you the whole, like, he had his whole
avocado ice cream, baby.
Yeah, right. I mean, Tom Brady is also self-promotional. Just on the field, I guess he didn't have as much of that going on, but don't go ask the Patriots about remember how his strength and conditioning coach, his personal coach, was on the Patriots staff? I mean, that's putting yourself above the team a little bit, but whatever. That's Tom Brady. When it works, we don't care.
There are multiple ways to be successful, you know. Just because it's a little bit different. I've never – actually, I'd love to see quarterbacks and players that score do their thing, because if that's who they are, that's what makes them a good football player. Like, when you get on the field, when you try to bottle that up and try to mask that, that's when you see people go the opposite way. So if you're a person that's enthusiastic and celebrates, do it, because that's your swag on the field.
Yeah, of course. It's
and if you want to point to their mothers, that's what you do, because that's just what you do.
You were pretty successful doing that. You won a national championship doing that. College football coach had some honest words about his football team, and some people had a problem with these words. I'm not one of those people. You will hear the audio next and clip that. 2 minutes away. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, checking in on our traffic cams around the metro this morning, we are noticing traffic start to pick up just slightly after a nice and long holiday weekend here. 70 eastbound at Mount Street looking pretty normal right now, but do note that there are going to be some lane restrictions happening tonight. That's between High Street and Front Street, again, 70 eastbound, starting tonight, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. in those overnight hours. Be mindful as work members and crew members will be on scene. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences, tickets, sideline passes, trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Register at roosterswings.com.
Game on, week number 1, it starts now, and every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. It's not just football, it's first-time touchdown fireworks, anytime TD rushes, and live bets that ride every momentum shift. At DraftKings, every play is your next shot to win. Your season, it starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code THEFAN971. That's code THEFAN971 to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus. Ohio only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
Buckeye fans, it's here. Behind the O, the free app with exclusive athlete-driven Ohio State content. Every click helps NAL for your favorite Buckeyes at no cost to you. Download Behind the O today and get closer to the Buckeyes than ever before.
Free to you, NAL for them. Behind the O. Download now.
Back to work, school, it's all happening. It's real life. Routine shouldn't be a bad word. How about winning rhythm? Losing weight every week with Awaken 180 and looking forward each day in every weigh-in. Fast results online at awaken180weightloss.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Listen to that! Son of a... That's unbelievable! Oh my goodness! Holy smoke! Just incredible!
T-Bone and Tyvis present Clip That.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Receive a 100% match when you deposit up to $400 with the Prime Sports Ohio app.
Over the weekend, Mississippi State, they played Southern Miss. Looks like this game, I believe, was at Southern Miss as well. In the first half, Southern Miss was down only by 3. They were losing 13-10. That's against Mississippi State. Pretty tough competition. SEC school versus not as big of a time of school, Southern Miss. Second half, Mississippi State rolled up 21 points in the third quarter and kind of blew them out. 34-17 was the final score. Charles Huff is the head coach for Southern Miss, and he had the following to say after the game.
They spent $15 million on O-line, D-line. And second half, they should get an investment on their return, a return on their investment. We're built pretty good, but we're not built for that league. And the plan, obviously, we knew that's what they try to do. They try to wear you down. That's what happens.
So he said basically they spent $15 million on their offensive defensive line. They should be better than us in the second half, and they were. Some people had a problem with this because they're like, hey, man, you can't talk about that. That's the cost of NIL should have nothing to do with how good you are on the field.
No, that's a lie. That is a lie.
I feel like, number one, it's not a complete inaccurate thought to say that Mississippi State has more money to throw around at players than you do. I also think if Southern Miss doesn't think they can compete with Mississippi State, that's pathetic because Mississippi State is not that good. Like I understand where he's coming from, though, by saying ultimately the game went about as we thought it would. We planned on hopefully trying to wear him down. And he goes on in that quote to say, our hope was that if we got a touchdown early in the third quarter, that would make them have to pass the ball, and then they wouldn't have as decided of an advantage trying to run us over. Mm-hmm. They would have tried to do that. We could have maybe, then when we got the ball, tried to do what we do, but it didn't work out that way. They got behind in the third quarter, and that was pretty much all she wrote.
Yeah, you got to do a better job of Southern Miss. Got to do a better job of. This comes down to strength and conditioning. That program, because everybody knows the second half is when games is won. Not only does the athlete's body have to be there, but you also, as coaches, when you go in at halftime, like those adjustments you make is the difference of the game every time. And Mississippi State figured out what was going on, and they took advantage of it. I mean, the score was 10-13 at halftime in this game. Mississippi State came right out of halftime and scored 21 points. So I'm not really – it's not about wearing their body down. It's about – that's on coaching. Like, they made the adjustments, and you didn't counter their counter.
Yeah.
And that's the problem to why this game went the way it went.
Now, I don't have a problem with what Charles Huff said. I think it's actually – pretty accurate analysis, even if some people have a problem with it.
I kind of do. Like, I understand that, like, NIL is new and the discrepancy between what players are getting played or, paid or higher at some places than others. But could you imagine, I don't know, like Stephen Voigt after the ALCS and be like, well, the reason why we lost to the Yankees, just look at the payrolls. They got Aaron Judge and Garrett Cole over there. And what are we to do over here? Like, I feel like it was, if you heard that said in in that sense, it would be a head scratcher. But because NIL is this new universe that we're entering, we're like, oh yeah, that team makes more than this team. So that's why they're significantly better. Like, I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm just saying, like, maybe this is not something you say out loud.
Well, fair enough. I do think the difference, though, is you don't have, like in Major League Baseball, you don't regularly have series where the one team is paying the other team to come in there and get their ass whooped. You know what I mean? Like, there is such a disparity in college football that teams acknowledge we're paying you to come here because you are such a small school. You know you're probably going to lose. Here's a bunch of money, though, to help you fund your athletic program. When you have that level of disparity, I understand that Major League Baseball has their own disparities there, but everybody that's in that system is a professional ball player. There are players on the Guardians, there are players on any team that other teams around the league want. There just may not be as many of them. And that's true in all sports, right? So I don't think it's quite the same thing as college sports. I get what you're saying, and no pro coach could do that. No NFL coach could do that and say, well, we have a bunch of cap space, so therefore you can't expect us to win. Like, purposeful or not, we got rid of a bunch of guys. We're tanking this year. You can't say that. I grant you. But Charles Huff is a very honest dealer. And if you think that name sounds familiar, it should if you're a Buckeye fan, because he was the coach at Marshall last year. And before the game against Marshall, when Ohio State played them, and of course won by like 30 points, he was asked before the game how he feels about his team, and this is what he said.
I feel good about the track we're on. Trust me, I know where we are, but I feel good about the track we're on, and I feel good about the players we have. Would love to have some of those guys from Ohio State, too. So if they want to transfer on down, we've got a Tudor's Biscuit NIL, all you can eat. So if any of those guys that run really, really fast at Ohio State like Tudor's Biscuits, I promise you, all you can eat all day if you transfer here. So, but yeah.
That's my guy right there. Biscuit NIL, love it.
That the sad thing would be that if you was a kid and you was like, you know what, I'm going to go transfer to Marshall, I'll get these biscuits. And then boom, he left it with the Southern Miss.
You'd be like, that's fine. Do the biscuits still stay? Do I still have a biscuit sponsorship, or does that go too? Does that follow him? You go down to West Virginia, Tudor's Biscuit World's nothing to mess with now. That's a big deal down there.
All you can eat.
Yeah.
And this is the same guy. He actually didn't leave. He's the one that they had the contract dispute with Marshall, and I feel like a lot of people on social media took this guy's side because they basically were just like, hey, we're not going to bring you back. And there was really like no forewarning. They just like let his contract expire, and they were like, go find another place to work.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't realize that was a situation with him, but yeah. Well, in either case, he's landed somewhere else. He's still coaching, and he's still very quotable. So just stay tuned. Follow the Southern Miss press conferences for more interesting quotes from Charles Huff. I'm sure he'll have a few of those for you. We also missed an important anniversary yesterday. Can't believe we forgot this. 18 years ago yesterday. Do you know what happened?
Oh, yeah. You talking about the
Appalachian State
versus
Appalachian State.
Wolverines. The block, they blocked the field goal, and they didn't score, but that block helped them win the game.
They were up 34-32. And Michigan was trying to win it with a last-minute field goal to make it 35-34.
They
got
Mike
it blocked.
Hart on that team, the running back.
The team was stacked. Chad Henne, Braylon Edwards.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
My guys, all those dudes.
Good.
Love them so much. Yeah, Mike Hart was great. He kept promising victories over Ohio State, never got one. I really enjoyed that.
Wasn't Jake Long on those teams?
Oh, yeah. They had a ton of guys who played
Jake
in the
Long
NFL.
go first pick of the draft to Miami?
One of? Yeah, you're right. He was a high-level pick. I think you're right. Either way, I know this. That game was just one of the highlights for me as a college football fan. Watching, not just I love the Buckeyes, but I also love the fact that we hate Michigan. And watching Michigan lose that game, is one of the best things that's ever happened to me. Honest to God. Like no, and I say this is a foundational moment for me because I used to argue that it's better for Michigan to be undefeated and the best they can be, and Michigan's got to be great because I want Ohio State 1 and Michigan 2 for all the marbles. That's when college football is the greatest. And I was at the shoe that day. Ohio State, by the way, that day I believe played Youngstown State. It was a game that ended about 20, 30 minutes before this game ended. And I remember for some reason I was hanging out in the shoe, and I can't remember if I was working that day, like with one of my other jobs, or if I was just there as a fan. But either way, I distinctly remember they had on the TVs in the concourse, they had put this game up. And people were keeping an eye on it and they announced it during the game too. I remember they said like Appalachian State is winning, against Michigan, and people cheered in the third quarter of our game. So I just remember that being the day where I left the stadium. I was so happy when I found out Michigan lost. And I said, you know what? I don't care if Michigan wins another game ever again. This is so much fun. I'd rather them lose every game. It changed me as a fan. Where I stopped arguing that I want Michigan to be great. I don't. I want them to lose every game.
He was terrible in this game.
He was terrible.
37, 233, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Mike Hart had 23 carries for 188 yards and 3 tugs.
Was Braylon on that team, or was he gone by then?
He was gone. They had name number one receivers, probably Mario Manningham.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, another great one they had. Either way, that was a good. Also, it's weird to me that if you were a child who was born the day that happened, you are now like a legal adult. That makes me feel very old because I vividly remember being an adult when this game happened. I have to remind myself that's how old I am now. So, yeah. Shout out to Appalachian State. My guys, way to go. That was a great victory. You will always be my heroes for that. I'll always root for Appalachian State because of that game. Coming up next, it's Morning Wood, T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and welcome to your Tuesday. We are noticing traffic start to pick up just a little bit for your commute, especially for folks over in New Albany. 62 eastbound looking pretty slow at 34 miles per hour. But the main concern for me is going to be folks on 161 in that eastbound direction, especially over by Beach Road. You got 27 miles per hour for your drive times out there. No issues other than slowdowns to report this morning. Still no crashes around the metro. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Enjoy rates lower than the national average, plus special rates on balance transfers with a Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card from BMI Federal Credit Union. Apply today at bmifcu.org/visa.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated. Because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life. And fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron, you know how we say eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians? Yeah? So, that makes for a lousy acronym. PHVAC. Doesn't work. Okay, but... So what if we change it to plumbing, heating, AC, and electrical? PHACE. Face. With a PH.
Get Eco.
No one is going to remember face with a PH. Call Eco today and ask for a face man with a PH. No one is going to ask for a face man with a PH. Sure they will.
Get Eco.
Besides, we spent thousands of dollars saying plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. You can't just change it to face man with a PH. It could be big, Aaron. I don't think so. Would you rather I go back to inventing random household items and stop messing with your catchphrase? Yes, please.
Get Eco.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians, not face men with a PH.
No matter where you are, Coughlin is there, in store or online.
Coughlin Cars
ClearCars.com. 13 new car brands, over 1,000 pre-owned vehicles, 17 convenient locations for sales, service, and parts, plus 4 state-of-the-art collision centers. CoglinCars.com. Shop locally owned CoglinCars.com. Coglin has the car for you.
Make your long summer holiday weekend a good deal better by stocking up on your favorites during the Buy 5, Save 5 sale at Meijer. Buy 5 or more and save $5 or more when you mix or match over 2,000 items store-wide, like Meijer shredded or chunk cheese, 24 packs of select Coca-Cola and Pepsi products, plus deposit where applicable, Ronnie paper towels and Dixie Family Pack paper plates and bowls. The Buy 5, Save 5 deals at Meijer. That's the good life, a good deal better. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
You have an unhealthy obsession with the Blue Jackets. We have just the remedy. Join us Wednesday nights at 7 for the Inside Edge. All the Jackets and hockey conversation you can handle. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, summer is almost over, and I'm sure you've been limping around on a bad knee, a hip, a back. Maybe it's a shoulder. It called the shots all summer long. Well, I'm telling you, you don't need to take that into the fall, and you definitely don't need to take it into 2026. The answer is here for you now. It's QC Kinetics right here in Columbus. I should know. I got it done about 5 years ago with my knee, and it has felt great ever since. It's natural regenerative medicine. They're not going to cut anything out of your body. They're not going to dull the pain. They're going to have their treatments restore and regenerate your body so your body can heal itself. Do what it is meant to do. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime. Just a smarter, natural way to heal your body. So go check them out. Bring your MRI, bring your x-rays, QC Kinetics. You can set up your free consultation online at qckinetics.com/Columbus or give them a call at 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. Be sure to check them out today.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
In terms of the Waffle House menu, Tyvis covered and smothered his opponents. Meanwhile, T-Bone is a chunk of hash who's often covered in gravy. I'm not sure what that means either. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Bill Belichick, North Carolina, 0-1, to put it mildly. They lose to TCU last night, and I had forgotten. You know who the offensive coordinator is for the North Carolina football team?
It's not his son, because his son's the DC, right?
That's right, yes. One of the Belichick, Steve Belichick, is the defensive coordinator. Their offensive coordinator, guy very familiar to Browns fans, Freddie Kitchens.
Oh, my God.
And if I had remembered that yesterday, let me tell you,
you would have took
I would have had all my money. Because let me tell you, this year, it's going to be a fun little exercise for me called T-Bone Fades Freddie Kitchens on the old gambling sites. I'm going to do that every time.
What was the spread? Was it North Carolina favorite?
That I don't remember.
TCU closed as a 3.5-point favorite.
I'd say they covered.
I would have.
Say they nailed that.
Man, you could have laid them points. I'd have moved the slider and put it at 14.
Yeah, it was a bad start. Jordan Hudson was interviewed after the game. She had thoughts on it.
Not talking about this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
they're not talking about it.
I heard she's in the transfer portal.
She was hanging out. I saw her. She was up in the box. They had a box for her. She was not on the sideline, at least during the game, maybe before and after. But yeah, we got a few camera shots of her. Once they went on and had an unanswered 41 points put up against them, there weren't many camera shots of her, and that's okay. It's time to hit Morning Wood.
It's good to know where you stand on the important issues. Oh, my. This is Morning Wood.
All right, Dylan. All right. Morning Wood question number 1. Go ahead.
Speaking of Bill Belichick, he was not the only coach to struggle opening weekend. Kalen DeBoer and Alabama also lost 31-17 to FSU. Both coaches have, Twitter calling for their heads. Mm-hmm. Who would you say will last longer at their current position?
That's a tough call because one of them has a $70 million buyout.
Yeah.
And as much as Bama fans may want him gone, you got to find $70 million to pay him to go away. And it sounds easy, but I don't know how many boosters there at Alabama are going to say, yes, we will pay that money, and we're going to pony up for the next guy. And then what? If that guy fails after 2 years, we're going to do it again. You may want him to be gone if you're a Bama fan. You may have reasonable justification for that. But, You got to find out if the boosters have the energy for $70 million to get rid of him. Bill Belichick doesn't have that.
Well, his is $1 million.
Right, yeah. A little bit different.
I think, but see, okay. Does Kalen DeBoer's buyout go down significantly after the season?
All right, let's say it goes down to $50 million at the end of December. That's still a lot of money. It's not going down that much. I
think I read yesterday that it's 90% of the remaining money on the deal.
Okay. So
it's going to go down to like 60. He'll be there. So let's go ahead and say Bill Belichick.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Morningwood question number 2.
Real quick, coaches, people wanting to coach Bama. Paul Feinbaum says bring Nick Saban back. Maurice Claret said John Gruden.
Yes, right. Fine. You know what? That's fine. And if the money's there to pay either of those guys and get rid of Kalen DeBoer, maybe that'll happen with another couple losses. But
they need Ross Bjork.
Apparently. Ross knows where to find that money. He did it with Texas
A&M. Cut that check. Here, you go.
All right, question number 2.
All right, after 1 week of college football, who would you put in your top 5?
In college football?
Yes, sir.
I would go O-State, Penn State. I still believe Texas is a top 5 team.
Wow. I mean, they played Ohio State close, clearly.
I'm
putting LSU in the top 5.
LSU is definitely in there. And
TCU.
No.
Florida State.
No.
Yeah.
Florida State, yeah.
No.
I would probably put Clemson in my top 5 if you're having trouble finding a 5th. Because I think, fine, put Georgia there. I'm just saying Clemson didn't play terribly against LSU. I think LSU is a step better. I would have LSU 2. Out of Ohio State, LSU, I don't believe in Penn State at all. So I think I would move probably Georgia to 3, Texas to 4. And then, put Penn State 5, I guess. Clemson 6. That's probably how I'd go. But I don't.
Where would you put Miami?
Actually, I'd put Penn State ahead of Texas. I don't know why I said that. Miami, I would put. You know what? I forgot about Miami, honestly. But I don't believe in Notre Dame. I don't think that was a good win for Miami. I just don't think Notre Dame is as good as people think. I think they're going to lose 2 or 3 games this year. So I'll say they're right there with Clemson. Put them at 6 or 7 is probably where I would have Miami at this point. Morningwood question number 3.
All right, so Florida State drew the first fine for storming the field. They got a $50,000 fine, and then also a Michigan linebacker got suspended, is being suspended in the first half of OU after getting a targeting penalty in the second half. If there's one rule you could change in college football, what would it be?
By the way, that was Jashawn Barham, who's one of their better players, who's going to, they're really mad about that because how dare when a guy just goes full face right into a guy's face mask, defenseless player. They can't believe that got called. Either way, Michigan fans are mad about it. What would you change, Tyvis? I have mine, but I want to give you a chance to say it first.
Targeting?
No, what rule would you change? Any rule.
I hate targeting.
Do you think that play was targeting?
I got to go back and look at it.
I feel like it was. I mean, I think by the definition of you lead with the helmet, you make helmet-to-helmet contact. I know it wasn't a guy running over the middle trying to catch a pass, but if you do everything else in targeting, it's the rule. If you don't like the rule, then change that, which is what we're talking about. But the rule I would actually change, I was watching that South Carolina game, and I don't remember which wide receiver it was for them, but he made an absolutely great catch on the sideline in the end zone, got a foot down, all the things. And,
you talking about this sack play? They call it
targeting. Yeah, went right for his head, helmet to helmet.
You're not supposed to do it. I don't know about that.
Classic targeting, Tyvis.
That's weak. I can't lie to you. See that? Yeah, get rid of that.
Classic targeting,
Get rid of that rule.
What I will say is the catch rule, I have always said this about football. I don't like the fact that if you're a running back or a running player and you take the ball and you extend it over the goal line for a nanosecond and 1 or 2 of the little dimples of the football crosses the line, it's an instant touchdown. No matter if you fumble it, no matter if you boot it into the stands, it's a touchdown. But when a wide receiver catches the ball, has 2 hands on it, 2 feet down, running out of the end zone, and then as they land 10 feet away from the end zone, out of bounds, a replay official can see, see the ball wiggle there a little bit, wasn't a catch. Even though they established possession in the end zone, to me, that's what you should need for a catch in the end zone. It should be established possession, just like when you're running the ball. If you put the ball over the goal line and you've got possession of it for a second, that's called a touchdown. It should be the same for catches, in my opinion.
Yeah, you mentioned the South Carolina one. There was one in the LSU game, too.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the game. And
that was another one.
Dez caught it, man.
Yeah.
Dez caught it.
Going back to the Cowboys? Yeah.
It was a catch. The one that was worse is the Jesse James one when they played the Patriots.
Oh, yeah.
That one was worse.
That was Calvin Johnson one as well.
Yeah.
Notre Dame causing some headaches for the ACC. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, a heads up for folks who live over in Delaware County, especially by Ashley. That's because we're noticing a road closure out there because of culvert replacements. That's all happening on State Route 229 between Smith Road and Westfield Road, and it's lasting for about 12 days starting today. So this detour is going to be pretty interesting out there. It will definitely add to your commute. You're going to want to take 42 north all the way to State Route 746. Eventually, it will get you to State Route 529 over on that west side. Go back down on State Route 98 through Waldo, and that'll get you right back onto State Route 229 in which direction you want to go. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
Listen up. ESPN Unlimited is now included at no extra cost with Spectrum TV. Spectrum gives you everything from ESPN, live games, original series, top analysis, and more. Spectrum is really stepping up with this offer, and you get more of me, Stephen A. Smith. Get your act together and go to spectrum.com/entertainment for details. ESPN Unlimited and more popular streaming apps are included at no extra cost with Spectrum TV. Restrictions apply.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
From the first one born in the USA to the tens of millions that followed, from the American highways to the NASCAR race days, more people have counted on their Camrys than any other car for over 23 years. And now, Camry is even better. It's all hybrid all the time to be more efficient yet powerful, with available all-wheel drive for the capability to go wherever you want to go in style and comfort. For the latest offers, go to Toyota.com and make your own history. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey there, you've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine. You could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt. But you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Not with TrueHold. With TrueHold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. But listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. That's TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. Cash out your entire home's value and stay put. TrueHold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. Imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt, and you can stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. Get your all-cash offer now. Call 1-855-300-9993. Again, that's 1-855-300-9993, or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
Here's 3 reasons to buy your Blue Jackets ticket plans for the 25-26 season. 1, pick your seat and pick your games. 2, plans start at just 11 games. 3, flexible payment plans. Act now. Visit BlueJackets.com/tickets.
Scotty Vegas here. Smartest bet of the season? Bet on yourself. I needed a weight loss plan that fit into real life. Tailgates, road trips, kids' nights, and still lets you eat. Week 1 with Awaken 180, I was down 6. By the end, 45 pounds gone. That's with wings, chili, meatballs, sausages, all the good stuff. It's the Tailgate Transformation. Structure, coaching, and food that tastes like a win. Make the smart play. Start your Tailgate Transformation at awaken180weightloss.com.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shane practically hunched him over. Bonbon pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Columbus Men's Clinic said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Columbus Men's Clinic was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual medical provider that takes the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you'll know your T level before you leave. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. There was one standalone college football game last night. Bill Belichick made his college football head coaching debut as his North Carolina Tar Heels hosted the TCU Horned Frogs. North Carolina got the party started early as they scored a touchdown on their opening drive, but it was all Horned Frogs after that. TCU would go on to blow out North Carolina 48-14. On the diamond, the Reds walked it off yesterday after a Noel V. Marte 2 RBI single in the bottom of the ninth to help the Reds to a 5-4 victory. And the Cleveland Guardians started the series in Boston last night, but fell to the Red Sox by a final score of 6-4. This update was sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. We all love the word free, so does Awaken 180. Medication free, side effect free, and free support for life. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Two men, one appendix. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Good morning, go to hell, T-Bone and Tyvis. If you didn't see it last night, North Carolina, Bill Belichick's coaching debut in college, it did not go well. They got utterly destroyed by TCU, and it was not close. It was 48-14. I don't know if that scoreline indicates just how lopsided it was, because there was a graphic they put on the screen for the quarterback there. Is his name Gio something or other for North Carolina?
Gio Lopez. I think he might be the backup.
Okay, well, he was in the game, and he was playing because they showed him, and they had a graphic on the screen that said, last completed pass for Gio Lopez, and it was like 8:12 Eastern time, and this graphic was being aired at after 10 p.m.
So, yeah.
I think he went over 2 hours without completing a pass in real time, not to say in game time, but that's not a great graphic. Honestly,
it's about how the game was going.
Terrible.
Yeah, Gio Lopez was the backup quarterback. Max Johnson was the starter.
Did he get knocked out, or he just didn't play, or
I have no idea.
Yeah, either way.
I was at that time I was probably asleep. Once they pick six them, because it was like the second quarter with like maybe 3 minutes left. The dude got the pick six. I said, "Yep, it's over." It was 17-7. I said, "Yeah, it's done." It's done.
By the way, the general manager for the North Carolina Tar Heels football team, that is Michael Lombardi. And I have to tell you, Mike Lombardi is one of my most loathed people in sports because basically all this man's career path is be around Bill Belichick and then wait for Bill Belichick to give him another job, because he was there as a pro player personnel guy in the 90s when Belichick was with the Browns. And then he would go like 1 year with the Eagles, a couple years with the Raiders, a couple years with the Broncos, and then, back with the Browns again when they made him the GM, which sucked, and that was terrible. But, of course, that was like, well, hey, he was attached to Bill Belichick, so he knows what he's doing. And then the rest of his jobs have been whenever Belichick needed him, he brought him in. But I'll tell you what, go look at Mike Lombardi.
What's he doing now? He's a general manager?
He's the Mark Pantoni of that North Carolina football team. Wow, so when you talk about they need better players, they brought 70 of them in this offseason, and that was largely due to Mike Lombardi and his decision-making, and that's what you got. That's the product you have on the field last night. Now, it's only one game, but
that's the point, though. Like, when you bring in that many people, You can't expect him to just jail right away. Like,
no, but
that's going to take some time.
You should have a few guys that can play. I mean, I'm just saying, Deion brought in 50 guys to Colorado, and they were able to win some games early on, including, I think, beating TCU. I'm not. Well, it wasn't a finished product for Deion either, clearly, and it didn't ultimately
had
work
at
out.
least the main problem solved. He had a quarterback.
He did.
That's like the main thing.
Yeah. Do they have that in North Carolina?
No,
they do not.
By the way, I don't think anyone cares, but Gio Lopez started, and he's the one who got benched because I remember him coming on the field and it saying that he was 6 feet tall, and I was like, no, he's not. he's not 6 feet tall.
The left-handed dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's short. I'm 6 feet tall. I was remember, he is shorter than me.
Before the game, Belichick put out here's the two deep for the media, and it had literally no names on it. Because he's Bill Belichick. He's got to keep it close to the vest. He can't tell you what's going on. You can't possibly find out what he's doing. And so, great. How'd that work for you, Bill? Nobody played for you. That's what it looked like, actually, at the end of the game. It should have said, here's all the guys who contributed, and just no names, because they were awful. The terrible team. But anyway, good for Mike Lombardi and his fake hairpiece. If you ever see him on TV, just look at that thing on top of his head and go, oh, my God. And I'm saying this as a bald man, but you got to do better if you're going to go get a hairpiece. That's bad. The ACC has some issues with Notre Dame. So Pete Thamel put this out there on Twitter that basically the ACC is having a scheduling debate. Tyvis, did you see all this?
No.
So the ACC is trying to figure out if they should also go to 9 league games when it comes to the way college football is going to work with the playoffs, whatever the expanded's going to be. They currently do 8 game, in their conference tournament or their conference schedule. Do they want to go to 9? Like the SEC is going to, like the Big Ten already does, but also do a 1 Power 4 non-conference game to add to the strength of schedule, because that's going to be a component with the new college football playoffs, supposedly. Or do they want to keep their 8-game schedule and have 2 non-conference games?
I thought this was universal, that everybody was going to 9.
Well, here's why this is tricky for the ACC. And it has to do with Notre Dame.
I'm sure it does.
Because Notre Dame plays 5 ACC games every year. Okay. Those do not count, though, as ACC league games. They just have a scheduling agreement with the ACC. So when you play Notre Dame, that doesn't go on your ACC record. That is just considered a non-conference game. So for some of these teams, let's say they go to 9 ACC games. Some of these teams, like Clemson, they have a game against South Carolina. Okay. That is an every year rivalry. That's also a non-conference game. Okay. But they play that game every year. Now 10. They have 10. And then on the years where they get assigned the Notre Dame game, now they play 11 of their 12 games, essentially, are conference games or big time out of conference opponents. And they're not the only school that does that, right? Miami has, their rivalry with Florida. There's different schools have all this. Florida State and Florida, obviously, too. So that's where they're trying to figure out, how do we manage this with Notre Dame in the mix? And my answer to that is Notre Dame should probably join a conference. That seems like that would fix your problem right there. Notre Dame don't want to do that.
Why do I feel like that's like inevitable? Like it's going to happen.
That Notre Dame's going to join a conference?
They're going to have to, right?
Someone has said that that's been inevitable for the last 100 years.
Right. I mean,
but I just feel like now and today, like I feel like it's like if the conferences expand, like let's say the Big Ten expands to like 22 teams and the SEC expands to 22 teams, and they just say, yeah, we're not even scheduling Notre Dame. Like we're not ever going to schedule them until they join one of our conferences. Notre Dame would be playing terrible. Well, I won't say terrible teams because it depends on who the ACC is. Because I feel like that would be the next league that people will poach from is the ACC.
You're right.
So that means if let's say it was Clemson, Florida State, North Carolina, and Miami. Let's say that those were the 4 teams that got plucked out of that league. The ACC would crash and burn, and the only good teams left would be like Duke and Virginia Tech. And
if those schools don't also go join somewhere, because they might also say, well, hang on a second, we don't want to be left behind. We don't want to be one of those. We don't want to look like the Pac-12 schools or the Big 12 schools. Then they'll be
forced to play like the Big 12, and it's like,
well, they've already talked about that.
Who is that?
They're probably going to join the Big 12 if the ACC implodes. which that's why I laughed at some of this article, because it was like, yeah, this is going to matter for a few years until the Big Ten and SEC just go, all right, now can we take your teams? Cool, it's 2030. We're grabbing Florida State. We're grabbing Clemson. We're grabbing whoever. Then this all will become a moot point again. Because I think ultimately, like you said, a handful of those schools or more are going to go join the Big Ten, the SEC. And then Notre Dame will once again be sitting there saying, yeah, not us, though. We don't do that. And it's like, great. If I'm the Big Ten and the SEC, I get together. The two commissioners say, we're not scheduling Notre Dame, right? And they, yeah, absolutely. And then that's it. It's done. Go enjoy your Big 12 and ACC, whatever's left over from those schools. You can go play them all year.
Let me ask you about expansion. Who do y'all think strikes first on the expansion? Like, do you think the SEC do it first, or you think the Big Ten? Because if the Big Ten continues to win championships, I think the SEC will be desperate enough to be like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and make the first move and take Clemson or Florida State or whoever they want.
I mean, I think they both want to make the first move, right? The problem is that the ACC's, grant of rights deal for their, media contract, that doesn't expire till 2030. So, or at least that's the first time there's an opening where they could get in for like less than $100 million and a team could leave and pay less than that in fines. And you'll make that back in the Big Ten or the SEC in a couple of years. So that's where I think 2030 is probably the time. Now, who's going to make the first move depends on probably which school is the most frisky to get out. Like if, let's say Florida State, because they've been the ones that were suing the ACC and they had all that settlement and all that. Right. But what conference do you think Florida State ends up in? For me, I think it makes sense they end up in the SEC. As much as the Big Ten would love to have them.
For sure.
But I think the Big Ten probably is going to be aiming at, all right, if you get them, then we're going after maybe the basketball schools like North Carolina and Duke and saying we want to bring them in. They fit the Big Ten model. Oh, and by the way, now we have a big basketball conference. But that'll, like, as long as you open that up, then it becomes Clemson, I think, is the wild card. I think they probably make sense as an SEC school, but maybe the Big Ten could swipe them.
Ryan Day versus Dabo.
In a conference matchup?
Man.
Sign me up.
Going back to the ACC and their scheduling, another thing with that is that they have 17 teams in their conference, an odd amount of teams, and it makes it so the math doesn't math that every team can play a 9-game. So that's something else they need to figure out.
Yeah, so the ACC's got a lot of problems, and I think this whole, like, let's throw Notre Dame on the schedule just for fun, but not let them be part of the conference when it comes to football, that's causing their issue. So if I'm the ACC, I look at Notre Dame and say, either join us or don't, but we need to figure this out. And then Notre Dame laughs and says, yeah, that's cool. We'll just call you when the Big Ten and the SEC have destroyed your conference, then we'll call your schools in those conferences and see if we can work something out. The Bengals making some, dare I say, smart moves ahead of the season opener. We'll discuss it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Tuesday morning to you. Well, after a nice holiday weekend, we are back to normal on the roads, and that includes some slowdowns. Folks in New Albany, if you're taking 161 eastbound over by Beach Road, do notice some delays out there, but Canal Winchester and Pickerington really looking at you guys this morning over by Groveport, especially 33 in that westbound direction heading into the city this morning, looking pretty slow, especially by Gender Road. Got travel times out there at 24 miles per hour. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, I just had the greatest day today. One of our customers in Delaware literally happy cried. Her new windows just completely transformed her home. It was just magical.
Oh, so you like magic.
Well, that's not what I was saying.
Is this your card?
Wilson, you didn't even... Okay, sure. That was my card.
And magic.
Get the windows that can change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing zero sugar cola. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
The Columbus Zoo invites you to follow the footsteps and the tales of animals from around the world. Explore our newest region, North America Trek. So what are you waiting for? Get your tail to our trails only at your Columbus Zoo.
Game on, week number 1. It starts now, and every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. It's not just football, it's first-time touchdown fireworks, anytime TD rushes, and live bets that ride every momentum shift. At DraftKings, every play is your next shot to win. Your season, it starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code THEFAN971. That's code THEFAN971 to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus. Ohio only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
Does your vehicle need maintenance, but you don't have time? Krieger Ford's got you covered. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or we come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today, only at KriegerFord.com.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store today. Walk-ins are always welcome. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
This promo is for anyone who likes baseball or America or Terry Francona's scooter. The Reds are on the Fan. Catch all 162 games here on the Fan and 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fan's HD2. Your home for Reds baseball, the Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, you might not be big on technology, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Maybe you've gone through a divorce or a bad breakup or a relative moved out. It's been hard, and you just want to take what you want and leave the rest behind. I will help you. Retiring and want to sell your commercial properties or land. I will help you. Sellers, whether you're selling as is or selling for top dollar, you're no longer alone. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
You might need a light jacket again this morning with our wake-up temperatures in the mid-50s, but this afternoon you'll be tossing it in the back seat with afternoon highs getting into the low 80s and plenty of sunshine. For tonight, mostly clear skies again overnight with our lows down into the mid to upper 50s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Gartholo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
When Tyvis looks at Bone, he sees the future. Bald, fat, white. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You know, here's the thing. You hear about a lot of health problems. Maybe you're experiencing some of those issues. As a man, perhaps you have got an issue with low testosterone, no energy. Maybe you have a little bit of an ED issue, erectile dysfunction. It's not something to mess around with. Maybe you have some problems just with your weight. And you're like, what do? I know there's solutions. I don't know where to start. A lot of times you hear about people going online, ordering stuff. How does that work? The good news is if you go to Columbus Men's Clinic, you don't have to do any of that guesswork. You can actually go to them, tell them about the problems you're having, a nice confidential meeting. Your initial consultation is just $99. That gets you your blood work done too. So it won't be guesswork. They'll find out what's actually going on with you and what needs to be helped. Then they don't give you a gimmick. They don't give you some fly-by-night product. They give you something that works, that they have tried with many other men who are going through the same things as you. That's why you got to check out my guys and gals at Columbus Men's Clinic. Give them a call today, 614-300-7400, or go to columbusmensclinic.com. Again, that consultation is just $99, plus the blood work is included in that. They will find a plan that works with your budget. I'm getting the semaglutide injections from Columbus Men's Clinic. The process has been nothing but easy. It's a simple process, and I was shocked, honestly, at how quickly everything came in the mail. I was able to start doing it right away. So check them out today. They can do the same thing for you. 614-300-7400 or columbusmensclinic.com. The Bengals are making some, I think, pretty good moves here. Now, these are guys who are on the back end of the roster, but what's the storyline with the Bengals this year for you, Tyvis?
Defense.
Right. That defense is good, and I think depth is a thing because it's the NFL. You have injuries, but you have Joe Burrow. You have the wide receivers. The offense should be great.
Mm-hmm.
If you can protect Joe Burrow and if the defense can be solid, this should be a team that makes some noise in the playoffs, right? Okay. So here are the moves they've made in the last couple days. Last week, they added offensive lineman Dalton Risner, who was most recently with the Vikings, but he has bounced around the league a little bit. But a veteran guy who's been there, done that. He's not projected to be a starter for them, but he's a depth guy, which you need on that offensive line, but a solid veteran that they picked up because the Vikings just decided, we're kind of done with him. And a lot of teams around the league were like, oh, that's surprising. The Vikings, people thought we're going to use him. Turned out the Bengals ended up getting him. So then I saw yesterday they added former Chief defensive lineman Mike Pennell. So Mike Pennell has been with the Chiefs for 2 of their Super Bowls. He has been with other teams since. And he is one of those guys that is certainly a rotation guy on the defensive line. They actually signed him to the practice squad, but it sounds like they want to get him up to speed quickly and get him playing.
Yeah.
But when you go look at his resume, now he's 34, I want to say. So he's not a younger guy. I mean, he's older than you. So that tells you how old he is. He's almost my age.
That's funny.
But here's the thing. In the Chiefs media sphere, when they cut him, the thing was, they cut him, but they're going to re-sign him immediately to the practice squad, and they want him on the roster because he's good. He knows the system. He's a veteran. They like his leadership. Well, then the Bengals were like, no, you're not. And they signed him out kind of from under the Chiefs, and the Chiefs were a little frustrated by that. And so
is he on practice squad?
He is, as of right now, that's where the roster, that's where he fits because he's like the last guy on the practice squad because the roster's almost full. It's the week of the first game of the season, but you know how that goes.
They must be giving him a game check.
Well, there's something, right? Because clearly he is signed up with them as opposed to staying with the team that has obviously been pretty successful for him. But now you're adding 2 veteran guys to the line. We know the line of scrimmage is where games are won. But adding a guy like that who has some Super Bowl experience and who apparently the Chiefs were frustrated they couldn't re-sign to their practice squad. I know it seems like a minor move, but I actually think the Bengals are making a lot of these very smart minor moves throughout this offseason. In addition to, getting their bigger deals done.
Well, I mean, anytime you can get some veteran leadership in there, that's always going to make your team better. And if he still has it and he could give you a couple of plays, because that's ultimately at 34, it's not like you're asking him to go out there and be the number 1 D lineman. No, if he can give you a couple of successful plays, maybe quarterback rushes, some batted balls, something like that, you'll take that. You just need a little bit of production in the meantime when Trey or if Shamar isn't up to speed. If those guys aren't getting anything done, you need just somebody can give you a spark, and certainly he could be that guy. So that's not a bad piece at all. If he is on practice squad, they do that thing where sometimes they elevate guys every week. To be on the active roster, he could be that guy. That's how you could sneak another guy on your roster. Is just elevating them for the game. So that's smart in that aspect. And then as far as the offensive line goes, you have injuries every year on the offensive line. Like that's inevitable. So actually, what a lot of teams are doing now is starting to get some of these veteran guys or these former first round picks just to have them just in case somebody gets hurt because it's probably going to happen. So it won't derail your entire season if somebody does go down. And knowing what Cincinnati did in this offseason with paying all their offensive players and not really doing nothing with the defense, you're going to need that offense to be able to be geared up to put up like 40 points a game or whatever the heck it needs to be. And, you got to protect Joe Burrow to do that.
Yeah, I like the moves. I think the Bengals are being smart there. Obviously, it matters if you're, the guys on the front line of your defense, if they actually deliver and do what they're supposed to, then this could be a special season, but we'll find out. It obviously all starts up in Cleveland on Sunday between Bengals and the Brownies. You'll be there for that.
I will be there.
Pre-game field access, I heard. Must be nice.
Yeah, I won't be on the field, though. Some of us got this thing called a job.
Yeah, I know. You got to go actually do your job.
So I won't be on the field.
Did you see the little media spat that's already starting up this weekend? Oregon takes on Oklahoma State. Did you see the media spat between Dan Lanning and Mike Gundy?
No.
He's a man. He's 40.
No, what happened here?
So Mike Gundy had a little bit of a moment where he was in his press conference. The video that's been making the rounds is Mike Gundy at one point pulled up his shirt during the press conference because he was talking about when he was a player and they went and played Nebraska for the first time. He was like all bundled up because it was super cold out and he was like wearing a bunch of layers. And when they walked out on the field, all the Nebraska guys had their shirts rolled up and you could see their abs. And he said, uh-oh, this is going to be a long day. So he was talking about the difference in players that Oklahoma State and Oregon have. And he brought up, he said, look, Oregon spent $40 million on their roster. We only spent $7 million the last couple of years. We should maybe even think about playing in different leagues where it's based on how much money you actually pay your roster. So that's what started all this, it appears. Because Mike Gundy says
you know why Mike Gundy said that? Because he in the Big 12. That's
exactly. Yes, of course it is.
That's what this is about.
So Mike Gundy's press conference is obviously a little before Dan Lanning's. I'm guessing just because of time differences, right? So Dan Lanning heard this, and then in his press conference, he had a quote, and I'm paraphrasing, but he more or less said, you know, some guys like to save on the roster so they have an excuse for when they lose. And then he said, I'm not talking about his roster. I don't know how much deep their pocket they use. But in general, some guys like to throw. So I wasn't really planning on watching Oregon and Oklahoma State this weekend. It is at 3:30, same time as the Buckeye game. But I'm probably throwing that on a second screen now just to see how many points Dan Lanning tries to put up on old Mike Gundy.
I want to say college football coaches may be the pettiest of all sports.
They're getting there, aren't
they? Like, I used to think it was like the NBA or something. Like, it might be college football. They are crazy. They be throwing so much shade at each other. It's hilarious. And I'm here for it all because if this was going on when I was playing, man, you know, Coach Meyer have us geared up. He have us ready to go to war.
Well, the other thing with Mike Gundy is I'm such an ancient old person that I can remember a time when Mike Gundy had a guy there by the name of T. Boone Pickens. Remember that? The stadium's named after the guy. That
heard of him.
Well, you should have, because he's an oil guy who basically funded their entire program. When Oklahoma State was a top 10 team every year and kind of like getting to that point where you thought, man, are they actually this good? That was when T. Boone Pickens was funding everything. To the point.
This was illegal?
No, like he was paying for like, you need a new facility, here's $50 million for building up the facilities. But if they were doing that, who knows what else. The other thing I liked about T. Boone Pickens' era was kind of a screw up on their part. He convinced the school to buy insurance policies on all their rich donors who are old. And he said, look, these old people are going to die. And when they die, we're going to collect the insurance because they're going to be done donating to the school and we're going to need that stream of income. So why don't we put insurance on these people? Well, then it turned out
that's messed up.
These old bastards lived beyond the insurance policy and they lost money on it. Yeah, so that's old T. Boone Pickens. Like, they were all about the money back in the day, is what I'm saying. For him now, for, this to be a thing with Mike Gundy, where it's like, guys, I don't think money's everything when it comes to college football. It's like, you were the ones doing it. You did that. That was you back in the day.
That's funny.
But then T. Boone Pickens, I believe, is no longer with us. So now that has dried up a little bit.
Did they have an insurance policy on him?
You know what? That's a good question. I didn't look that up.
Did T. Boone Pickens give Jim Knowles the raise he wanted to keep him around Oklahoma State longer than he wanted to be?
That's right. That's where Jim Knowles was first. He was very excited. They called him T. Boone Jack Pickens. That's what they were calling him, the Jack position. All right. Johnny Manziel, Braylon Edwards continue to be losers. You will hear from them next. T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, for folks way south of Pickerington this morning, we are noticing a crash involving a semi-truck that has a portion of a road closed. It's going to be on 256 in both directions from State Route 37 to North Park Drive. That's mile marker 15.4. Definitely want to make sure to use a different route here. Detour, a good one here. Just taking 37 all the way up to 70. Hopping on there and going westbound in that direction, leading you back onto 256 if you can. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances, a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better. You've earned it.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Now at Great Lakes Hyundai of Dublin, lease 2 Elantras for $200. That's right, lease 2 new 2025 Elantra SEs for just $200 a month for 24 months. Both your new Elantras come with complimentary Hyundai maintenance with free oil changes and tire rotations for your entire lease. GLakesHyundaiofDublin.com with approved credit, $39.99 down per unit plus taxes, fees, first month payment, 10K miles per year in 9
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Both of these men love the Browns. Also, both of these men hate the Browns. If you know, you know. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Saw last night on the North Carolina broadcast before the game. You know, Bill Belichick is out shaking hands with everybody. He went up to the college football game day crew that was out there. They had Pat McAfee there. Nick Saban was on the desk. And they have a video Carolina football put out of him and Nick Saban shaking hands. They slow motioned it, and they were like, GOAT, shaking hands emoji, GOAT, right? Mm-hmm. And now, after watching that game last night, I thought in my head, Nick Saban would have stuffed Bill Belichick in a locker so quick. It would have been done by the first quarter. Are you kidding me? I don't know about that in the NFL, but when it came to college football after one game, let Nick Saban and Bill Belichick go head to head.
You don't know what the wildest thing is? When you think about those two.
Yeah.
They both was on the Browns coaching staff at the same time. Uh-huh. Bill Belichick was the head and Nick Saban, I want to say, was
the defensive coordinator. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so.
And then I believe Kirk Ferentz was there too, among others. They were a decent number of guys.
And that whole staff got fired.
Well, and then they moved the team, and then I kind of lost track of all that for a while. And then when I found out he was coaching the Patriots, I'm like, that guy's coaching the Patriots now. Remember there was the whole thing with the Jets where he started to take the job and then he backed out of it. Belichick did.
Didn't Josh McDaniels do the same thing with the Colts?
That seems correct.
He was there, signed and everything, and then said, I'm good. I'm going back to
Yeah. Well, I wish some of these guys that we're about to talk about would have not played for my team, the Browns, but they did. Johnny Manziel has a podcast called I'm a Loser and Always Will Be. Go listen to it wherever you get podcasts. It's called something. I don't really care what it's called. The point is, on his podcast, he and Braylon Edwards were talking about how they used to just look forward to getting out of Cleveland the second they could, because neither of them liked playing there.
I think I let the losing, the frustration lead to more partying, more drinking, less focus on the football field, more focus on the things that didn't matter, because I was trying to escape bad football. I was trying to escape coaches that didn't talk to me. Shoot, as soon as practice is over on Monday, I'm out.
I had a flight every Monday.
Same.
Brian Hoyer was the starter, and I was very solidified in the backup role. As I know I'm not prepared, I don't know enough about defenses. He's not coming off the field. I got comfortable in that backup role to where every Monday I was 50-50. It would be straight to South Beach for FDR Mondays at the Delano, or I would go back to Texas and go to Dallas, or go to the Trump Soho. I would go to my car every day. I'd have 2 sticks rolled. I would try to smoke 2 blunts in the 6 minutes it takes to get to the airport, and I would be on a flight. I just couldn't wait to get out of Cleveland or be back and breathe Texas air or walk on the beach. On a Tuesday at 6-7 p.m., I would be on the last flight out, get back to Cleveland at 10 or 11, and then start the week.
Yeah, there you go. That was all, and if you didn't catch that subtext, that's all the Browns' fault. Because the losing, the coach is not communicating well enough with these losers. That's all their fault, because then they got comfortable as backups, or as, I don't think Braylon Edwards was a backup, by the way, but whatever. He got comfortable with the losing, so he just had to escape, Tyvis.
So my interesting thing was, I'll get back to Johnny in a second, but I'll start with Braylon Edwards. My issue with Braylon Edwards is, dude, you had a successful season with the Browns. You went 10, I think they went 10-6 and just didn't make the playoffs that year. But he literally had 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns. I think he was a Pro Bowler that year.
He was, yes. They had a good year with him.
That was the Derek Anderson.
Yeah, Derek Anderson year.
Yeah.
Like they literally had a thing where it was Anderson to Edwards connection. Like they had that thing going. So him saying that is dumb. It's dumb to me. Like, you actually had some success there, and they actually was winning games when you were there. You got kicked out of Cleveland because you got into it with LeBron's friend, and Brian got you sent out and got you traded. That's what that's about. And then Johnny Manziel, like, my issue with Johnny Manziel is I've never seen somebody point the finger and never pull the thumb. He takes absolutely no responsibility in the fact that his career was what it was. He just said, yeah, I didn't know how to read defenses. I didn't understand the playbook and all those things. So, like, I was checked out. And my thing is, if this is your profession, like, you're supposed to love the game of football. Like, how do you not take your craft seriously? How do you blame the Browns on you not taking it seriously? like if he was to say, yeah, I came in there every day, I stayed after late, I was studying all of this, and then, the Browns just wasn't good. All right, I'll hear that. But, like, he did nothing to try to make his situation better. Like, this was a first-round pick as well, by the way. And it just makes me laugh how he says that it's all Cleveland, but he never says, like, yeah, but you ask him, yeah, I didn't watch no tape. I was always partying. Like, okay, so you thought that was going to work? So you mean to tell me that if the Dallas Cowboys drafted you, you did those same things, you was going to be successful? What is wrong with you?
I don't understand the whole, like, where he's, I had to get out of there to go breathe Texas air. Like, what are we talking about? I don't know the beach scene in Texas, but I've heard from Charles Barkley it's not great. So, like, I don't know, man. Maybe you just be where you are and be grateful that you had an opportunity from an NFL franchise to give you a chance with their one of 2 first-round picks that year, which we'll get to his comments on that in a second. But you were a first-round pick in the NFL. How many guys would have loved to have the chance to earn a starting job as a first-round pick? Yes, behind someone. You had to compete with Brian Hoyer, by the way. Oh, my God. Sometimes they give us too much to bear. You know what I mean? Like, he acts like this is the biggest, like he had to compete with Tom Brady. You had to compete with Brian Hoyer, who was a good quarterback. I like Brian Hoyer.
He said, I was solidified as a backup. That's a loser
That's because
mentality.
You sucked. That's why.
A first-round pick was comfortable with just being a backup.
They would have loved for him.
Terrible.
Wouldn't they not have loved for him to be the number one, to, like, be the number one guy?
They forced him in the game.
Yes.
They
You
I
have
think they
to try to
told
get
Kyle
out there.
Shanahan, like, he's starting. Like, I don't care what you're talking about. He's starting this game. And they said it was the worst start.
Yeah, because he knew nothing. Because he gave.
They've ever seen. I think he played Cincinnati or something. And they said it was horrible.
I'm so mad about this quote. This is him talking about how, you know what, it's okay that he didn't work out because neither did Justin Gilbert.
In my draft class, the Browns had 2 picks. With the 6th pick, we took Justin Gilbert from Oklahoma State.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And I get the most wave of shit for being a bust and this and that. But I wasn't even the biggest and respect to Justin Gilbert. I love him as a human being, but we both flamed out. We both struggled, and he went 14, 15, 16 picks before me. So, like, I'm not even the biggest bust in my class from the Browns.
Okay.
What a loser!
Hey, man.
What an absolute
Johnny,
loser.
listen, when I hear stuff like this, I got a friend that says that they need to, like, ban podcasts. When I hear stuff like this, I agree with him wholeheartedly. Like, you need to, because people do get on these podcasts and just say anything. And it's getting ridiculous. Like, it's really, really getting ridiculous. Yes, Justin Gilbert was terrible as well, but bro, like I said, you too busy trying to, well, he was worse than me. What did you do? We not talking about him. We're talking about you. Like, that's why, like, people make me laugh with, like, I don't understand why is it so hard for people to take accountability. Like, well, that's why for me, people would joke about me and my career all out, because it is what it is. Like, I'd be the first to tell you, it is what it was. I just wasn't good enough. Like, let's just put a bow on it. And at the end of the day, you had the talent to be good. You didn't want to put the work in. You just wanted to have fun. And, like, the fact that he got to be, like, knocking on 40, right?
Not like, 40. He can't. No.
He got to be like 36, 37, something like that.
He's not that old. But, no, to your point.
As old as he is, it's a shame that he hasn't matured enough to say, like, yeah, I messed up.
That draft was 11 years ago. So he's probably in his early 30s. He's probably not much older than you. Right? Like, he's
32. Yeah, I thought me and him were close to the same age.
Right. Like, listen, that's the thing.
I'm 31 and I'm more mature than this guy. Like, that's a shame.
Well, most people are, by the way. Not to, like, knock you on that, but, like, I think my ninth grader is more mature than this guy. It would take more responsibility than him. That's pathetic that you've made all this money, you've had all this cash handed to you, you had every opportunity to go out. You won a Heisman Trophy. They don't give those guys opportunities.
Johnny Manziel is when people say the phrase hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, that's him
100%.
Because he was able all his life to just use his God-given ability. I didn't have to study, I just showed up, played the games, won the Heisman, did all those things. And once he got to the league and all that competition even out, that's what separates. I keep telling everybody, what separates people in the league, what makes people so great is above shoulders. It's the mind. It's the anticipation. It's the knowing of the game. He did not train or practice that at all, and that's why he flamed out. And it is what it is. Like, you made a bunch of money. Like, I don't understand why this is still a topic. Like, it's not like you're the biggest bust in the world. Like, that's not it. Like, you're not. You don't have that title.
But as a Browns fan, like, he is one of the biggest busts that have ever happened in the Browns organization, which is saying something.
Yeah, that's why he feels the way he feels.
Justin Gilbert's a huge bust too. But you know why we're talking about you today, Justin, or Johnny Manziel? Because you're on a podcast saying, I wasn't as bad as that guy. What's Justin Gilbert saying? Is he out there saying, like, no, man, I actually thought I was pretty good and Johnny was worse? No one is saying anything about him because he doesn't keep opening his mouth and talking about how it wasn't his fault, that he sucked with the opportunity he got. That's just stupid.
Well, somebody in the chat, Andrew Smith, said, I was at Johnny's first start. It was truly one of the worst quarterback performances I've ever seen. Loved it.
Yeah. I think someone else that needs blamed for this is Tyvis, because if Tyvis would have just told Johnny Manziel about the great beaches in Cleveland, like Edgewater Beach, maybe he wouldn't have been on a plane every Monday. He would have just stayed in town.
That's his own fault.
They both go on in this podcast. They talked about how, the Browns facility in Berea is only like 8 minutes from the airport there.
It is,
and it's like, so they were
actually it's less than that.
That's all they talked about was like, how quickly could I get myself like Johnny was saying, I tried to smoke 2 blunts before I got to the airport, which is less than a 10-minute drive. So think about that. And then that's what he was trying to get on the plane on to go out and have fun. Like, you had no desire. I don't get it. You have 10, 15 years, if you are lucky, to play a great career in the NFL. That's the amount of time you have to put in the work. That's a lot of time. But in the grand scheme of life, 10 to 15 years to then be set forever is not that long.
Oh, by the way.
Like, just put the work in and be great if you're that good. If you think you were that good and it's everybody else's fault, just put the work in and show us that everybody else is wrong.
By the way, he had arguably the best receiver in Browns history to throw to, Josh Gordon.
I know now, speaking of a guy who
I just want to make sure we remember that. Josh Gordon was there now.
Josh Gordon may also have done the from Berea to the airport. How many blunts can I smoke?
He talking about 2. Josh Gordon said 2. That's it.
There's one more piece of audio from Johnny Manziel. It doesn't come from his podcast, but it is from another podcast that I want you to hear next because it just shows you how big of a piece of trash he is. You will hear that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and welcome to your Tuesday. We are noticing a bit more slowdowns, a bit more traffic out there as a lot more people head out the door, especially over in Plain City and Dublin. If you're making your way towards that 270 intersection, do be mindful. We are noticing some slowdowns and delays out there, especially on 33 at State Route 161 Post Road, looking pretty slow this morning. Noticing some backups, but no crashes in this area. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Script Ohio necklaces, Blocko earrings, Ohio State bangles, and more. You'll find an exclusive collection of luxury Buckeye jewelry you'll love at the Diamond Cellar, starting at $99. Show your Buckeye love at the Diamond Cellar, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
When it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets, don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unnatural liability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor-quality security officers and an endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, we can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit EventRiskInc.com.
Toyota gives you more electrified hybrid choices than anyone else, including the stylish new Corolla, a name synonymous with Toyota quality and dependability, the elegant new Toyota Crown Signia, and the latest edition of the legendary 4Runner. Toyota's extensive lineup also includes battery EVs like the tech-savvy all-electric BZ4X, and of course, the iconic Prius, the hybrid that started it all. That's the power of choice from Toyota. Let's go places.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
Opening day of baseball is cool. The tournament's first weekend is amazing. Underrated sports day, the first Sunday of NFL football. So let's spend it together at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Join On the Money and The Fan for a watch party for the Bengals-Browns game September 7th. Watch and place wagers on over 30 kiosks, contests, prizes, and oh look, little footballs. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
Austin and Berm are back with a new daily podcast, the ultimate OSU football insiders. You know, it's refreshing to have some smart people working here from time to time.
The Beat with Austin and Berm on the 10 TV Plus app.
Subscribe today. It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky's Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. Tyvis Powell is a legendary Buckeye. T-Bone loves to eat Buckeyes. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
We've been having fun in the commercial break just watching Johnny Manziel highlights.
This
is
terrible.
Dude. This man, if you miss it.
Oh, my goodness.
He talked about how he hates his time in Cleveland and how Cleveland screwed him over. We were playing some of those clips earlier. It's stunning to watch someone like take zero responsibility for their egregious actions. Like it's pretty obnoxious coming from him, but yet
you say he was on another podcast, right?
This is on
Nightcap.
Shannon Sharp.
Let me hear this.
And Chad Johnson.
Let me hear this.
This is them asking them, do you have any good feelings about the Browns, or do you root for the Browns now?
I sit here today and I go back and forth with, am I going to let Cleveland off the hook and just like let it go? Or am I going to sit here with hate and animosity in my heart for the rest of my life? And I finally sit here today and I'm like, F it, I think I'm going to be pissed at them and hate them forever. So it is what it is, man. No love for the Browns. I'm rooting for 0-16 seasons every season.
Okay. So
my thing is this. This is the problem that I have with Chad and Shannon. Because why would you? I understand you let people say what they want to say.
Yeah, that's their podcast.
At some point, with those two guys, with one of them being in the Hall of Fame and another one maybe potentially getting to the Hall of Fame, like those guys worked their butts off. So like they knew what it took to get there. Like competitors. My question would be, why would y'all sit there knowing everything that happened with him and the Browns? Why didn't you ask him anything about his work ethic? He's on record. He did a whole untold story saying he watched 0 hours of film.
Yeah.
He just got to the game and just did it.
Kind of bragged about it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like the way he said it was almost like, can you believe that they let me be the quarterback of this team and I didn't even watch film?
My question is, if I was on that podcast, I would have been like, Johnny, like, what do you have to say about your work ethic, though? Like, I get that the Browns may have not been good. Like, that's okay. They hadn't been good for a long time. But they took you in hopes that you was going to take them to the promised land. But you didn't work at your craft?
Dude,
what did you think was going to happen?
He makes it sound almost like one, in that clip, he almost makes it sound like I got screwed.
Yeah,
by the Browns team.
That's been like I said, if you're the only people that can say that they got screwed over by the Browns is anybody that played when they went 1-31, because the Browns actively were trying to lose. They traded away their good players to lose games to get those number one picks. So if those players 16 and 17 want to say like they hate the Browns and they got screwed, I will hear that. But they're actually trying to win games at this time.
No, he was the hope. Was that
exactly? He was supposed to take them to the next step. Him and Justin was supposed to take them to the next step.
And yes, I very much hate the front office that was in charge at the time and all the people who were in charge of making those picks, because they made decisions that I thought at the time when he came out of college, I said, I want no part of Johnny Manziel. I don't like this dude. I don't think he's going to play well in the NFL. I don't believe in him. And I remember I was actually at a Clippers game when all this was happening with the draft. We were there for some, like, I don't even know if it was the preseason or I guess it wouldn't be preseason for Clippers, but we were there for some kind of appearance. And I remember me and Scotty Vegas, he said, you want to go watch the draft because it's about to happen. And I said, yeah, let's go over and watch it. Over in the Arena District, we went, got a table at Boston's, at that pizza place over there right across the arena, and we sat down. And when they picked Justin Gilbert, I was like, yeah, it's not Johnny Manziel. And I high-fived him. No, I paid my tab.
Well, you shouldn't have
and I left.
You shouldn't.
Of course not. But I left because I was like, they didn't do the stupid thing and draft Johnny Manziel. That would be dumb. He's an idiot.
It was.
And then I got home,
that they drafted,
and all my phones started blowing up with texts. Did you see who they drafted? Did you see who they drafted? And I looked and saw, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. They got back in and got him. And I couldn't believe they did that. And so I was so pissed about it. But I thought, all right, let me give him a chance. And then
just think of the names that they could have got.
7 games. He had 7 interceptions in his entire career. He also threw 7 touchdowns in 14 games across 2 seasons. You had every opportunity to go out there and do something, and you couldn't because you sucked. And who knows? You have some kind of addiction issue, whatever. I'm not here to judge that. But like whatever, he's not owning any of that. He is fully saying the Browns screwed me over. And I don't know in what world he got screwed over by the Browns.
The Browns could have had Odell, Aaron Donald, Ryan Shazier.
I don't even want to play this.
Zach Martin.
Ryan Shazier went,
C.J. Mosley.
I think Ryan Shazier went 2 picks after him.
Ryan Shazier went 15th. Justin Gilbert went 8th.
Oh, Shazier was up that high? I thought he went in like the 20s.
15th.
Okay. All right, I'm wrong then. I thought they could have had him instead of Johnny Manziel. Whatever. Either way. They could have had anybody they wanted to.
After they drafted Manziel, the only good players after Manziel is Roby, Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy Ward. Shout out my boy
Isn't that
Jimmy.
crazy? Teddy Bridgewater.
Even though he's going through some legal
still
stuff
playing.
right now.
Who?
Jimmy Ward.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he is. That's true. So anyway, Johnny Manziel sucks. Braylon Edwards sucks. And I mean, Braylon Edwards was actually a good player in the NFL for a short period of time. But if this is your attitude, is like, yeah, Cleveland screwed me over. They looked at you as like the hope, Braylon Edwards. They wanted you to be a part of this team.
Adams was in this draft.
I don't want to even do this because that's every Browns player.
The Browns did. The Browns nailed their second round pick, Joe Bitonio.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
nailed it.
This is, man, the fact that Johnny Manziel is still out here talking about this and acting like somehow
this is claim to fame. Like this is all like
he won a Heisman Trophy. That should be his claim to fame.
Yeah, but
in college,
it's always
I had it figured out, and then when I got to the pros, I had personal issues. I wasn't responsible. I made a ton of mistakes. That's on me. But you can't take away what I did in college. I would totally get him saying that. I would totally get his claim to fame being like, let's talk about college and all the great stuff I was doing.
But everybody's always going to talk about his NFL career, like.
Because it was such trash, and because he was
he would be more respected if he just said, like, I didn't take the opportunity serious enough. It's on me. Like,
that's
people, because that's what it is. Like, I don't know why you just don't say that.
All right, because we wouldn't have done 2 segments on him if he would have said
I know. Yeah, but you know what, though? I'll do the 2 segments on him just to keep reminding everyone how much he is a trash human being. And don't work with this guy. Don't have him on your podcast.
I'm rewatching his game, and the fourth quarter with 3 minutes left, he's 8 of 16, 67 yards passing with 2 picks.
Bad. Bill Belichick's like, hey, does he have any college eligibility left? Maybe we could bring him back. He could help us out. So the AP rankings come out at 2 p.m. today. Does it matter where the Buckeyes get ranked in the grand scheme of things? We'll discuss that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, we are closely monitoring a crash just south of the Metro this morning and south of Pickerington, really by Thurston this morning. It's on State Route 256, and that portion is closed from 37 to North Park Drive, closed in both directions because of a semi-crash out there. Looks to have hit some power lines. Crew members will be on scene for quite some time, so a detour just to keep in mind here. Just past that area, go up 37 northbound instead to State Route 204. Continue that westbound to State Route 256. That will get you right back on that area over towards Bryce and Reynoldsburg this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Hey there, you've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine. You could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt. But you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market a long time these days.
In the country,
You're trapped,
they
right?
went on the
Not
road.
with TrueHold. With TrueHold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. But listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. That's TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. Cash out your entire home's value and stay put. TrueHold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. Imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt. And you can stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. Get your all-cash offer now. Call 1-855-300-9993. Again, that's 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com. Back to work, school, it's all happening. It's real life. Routine shouldn't be a bad word. How about winning rhythm? Losing weight every week with Awaken 180 and looking forward each day in every weigh-in. Fast results online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, General Manager at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. Is it time for a new or used car? Visit Tansky Sawmill Toyota on the corner of Sawmill and 161, home of the Tansky Promise, where our salespeople aren't paid on commission. We have a 72-hour exchange policy, and every transaction is upfront and transparent. You can even start the process at home. Visit TanskySawmillToyota.com to start your purchase today and to see all of this month's specials. And when you think Toyota, think Tansky.
Coffee, iced cap, refreshers. Tim Hortons has all your favorite beverages. And now you can get your favorite bite for less. When you buy any size beverage, add a baked daily donut for $1, a tasty bagel for $2, or a freshly cracked hot breakfast sandwich for just $3. So next time you order your favorite Tim's beverage, add something that satisfies your cravings and your wallet. The $1, $2, $3 menu. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, must ask for offer in restaurant. Tax extra exclusions and terms apply.
College is great. You know what else is great? Pizza, which you can buy with your Huntington Bank debit card with the Ohio State University logo. Huntington Bank is proud to be the official consumer bank of the Ohio State University. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome.
Wow, that nagging joint pain, you know the one. Sometimes it's from maybe years of hard work. Sometimes it's just an old injury that never healed right. I know I've got plenty of those. Either way, it's been calling the shots in your life for far too long. But that stops right now. Hey, Bobby Carpenter here, and QC Kinetics is here in Columbus to flip the script. Dr. Walkoff and his team are going to use regenerative medicine, just like I got, advanced cellular treatments that will help your body heal itself. It's going to restore the damaged tissues. It's not a cover-up for it. It's not pills, it's not scalpels, it's long-term lasting relief. So you don't have to operate your life around the pain anymore. QC Kinetics, no surgery, no drugs, no downtime, just smarter and natural ways to heal your body. Make sure you bring your MRI, bring your x-rays. They'll tell you if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. So just call QC Kinetics at 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. Or visit them at qckinetics.com/Columbus.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
Score big this season with an MVP package from Lennox and Northland Heating and Cooling. Call today for your free estimate and special savings on Lennox products, or visit HVACNorthland.com. That's Northland Heating and Cooling, your Lennox premier dealer. Number 50821.
Truck drivers, have you been searching for a more reliable driving job? Get the paychecks and predictability you need as a Schneider driver. Schneider's large selection of driving jobs means you can get the home time that suits your schedule. Choose from daily, weekly, monthly, or sometime in between. Plus, Schneider drivers have access to great benefits with a 401k match and a 24/7 support team. Get the keys to a better driving job. Search openings near you and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. There was one standalone college football game last night. Bill Belichick made his college football head coaching debut as his North Carolina Tar Heels hosted the TCU Horned Frogs. North Carolina got the party started early as they scored a touchdown on their opening drive, but it was all Horned Frogs after that. TCU would go on to blow out North Carolina 48-14. On the diamond, the Reds walked it off yesterday after a Noel V. Marte 2 RBI single in the bottom of the ninth to help the Reds to a 5-4 victory. And the Cleveland Guardians started the series in Boston last night, but fell to the Red Sox by a final score of 6-4. This update is sponsored by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences, tickets, sideline passes, and trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Register today at roosterswings.com.
Your home for football, food, and fun. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Man, if you're feeling tired, sluggish, not like yourself, don't worry. It's not necessarily your fault. Part of it is just aging, but part of it could be low testosterone. So you got to go get that checked out. How do you do it? You can go online. You can try to find solutions there. But the better way to do it is talk to a medical professional that you can go one-on-one with. They can get your blood work done and find out what you need. All for $99. That's what they do at Columbus Men's Clinic. You call them up today, 614-300-7400, or go to columbusmensclinic.com. You schedule your appointment. Like I said, it's just $99. They'll find a plan that works with your budget. And then they will work with you on what kind of, treatment you need. Maybe it is testosterone treatment. You can go in and find out that when you talk to them. Maybe you're also having some trouble with ED, and while you're there, you want to find out how you get that solved. They're not just going to prescribe you one thing and say that should do it. They're going to work with you to find a plan that works best for you and your body and your budget. They keep that in mind, too. 614-300-7400 or columbusmensclinic.com. I'm working with them to get some help on my weight loss, semaglutide. I'm doing that, so you can do that as well at columbusmensclinic.com. Check them out today. Don't procrastinate. Nobody likes to procrastinate, right, Tyvis? Got to do it now.
I am not
whatever
a procrastinator. Yeah, I'm a let's get it out the way type of guy.
Tomorrow, we are going to talk about the NFL. I mean, we're talking about the NFL off and on all day, but tomorrow we're going to preview up the NFL season. I think we're going to pick our playoff teams, division winners, who's making the conference championship games, who's winning the Super Bowl, which coach will get fired first. I think we're going to throw that in there. No? Don't think so?
Philly is minus 7.5.
I was just looking at the lines for the games this weekend. Yes, Philly starts it off Thursday with the Cowboys. And what's the line on that?
7.5.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's... Dylan, how do you feel about that line? You're the most degenerate of all three of us here.
7.5.
I'm what they call a contrarian bettor, and I think everyone and their mother will be on Philly, so I will probably be taking Dallas in the hook.
Interesting. With the 7.5.
Yes.
Okay.
Key on the hook. Need the half.
Yeah, that's fair. I wouldn't take it at 6.5.
Baker just lost because of the half.
Well, if you don't get it
total,
go over under. It can be bad. I know. So that's all right. We got all that tomorrow. We'll do that. I believe 8:00 hour. We'll try to slot that in and figure it out. We'll get it all the answers for you. Even though I think we did our college football preview, I was very high on Boise State, and go ahead and wad that up and throw that. Let's forget that happened. It's all good. AP rankings came out today at 2, and I literally yesterday got to a point where I was reading an article about what are the projected AP rankings for tomorrow, and someone had done their own AP rankings 1 through 25, and I had to stop myself and say, what the hell am I doing? Who cares? Does it ultimately matter? I know a lot of Buckeye fans are mad because we have heard AP voters talking about, well, technically, I might put LSU ahead of Ohio State. Well, technically, Penn State, they were 2. Maybe we move them up to 1. And we're all getting frustrated about this, but is that worth actually caring about? It's the AP poll in technically week 1, week 2 of the season, whatever you want to call it. Is this worth getting that riled up about right now, Tyvis?
No, it's too early in the season for that. And like I said, I've always been of the mind that I'd rather not be number 1. I like them. I would love for the AP to put the Buckeyes at 2, because then it makes it seem like, oh, we still being disrespected. Now we still got more to prove, and it makes you just hungrier. So I would love to see them do that. But they probably should be number 1.
You want the Buckeyes to fall out of the top 10.
I would. I'd take that.
Put them at 12.
I'd take that. I'd take that.
As long as they make the playoffs.
Listen, when we lost to Virginia Tech after week 2, we went to, I think, 16.
Oh, wow.
I want to say we went down to 16, and you get hungry. Like, it's like, all right, like,
yeah, but
it's
motivation. As much as I'm sure that matters to the players, like, here's the part as a fan that I see is just, regardless of whether or not it matters, I don't think, Dylan, like what they vote on when it comes to November, when they start actually releasing or October, whenever they release the first college football playoff polls.
I think it's in November.
Yeah, they're not going to base it on what happened in week 2 in the AP poll. But I just think if we're going to have an AP poll, you're going to tell me it's important, and then you're going to say, oh yeah, last week we had Texas 1, Ohio State 3. Ohio State beats Texas. It doesn't matter. Leave them there and put LSU and Penn State ahead of Ohio State. If that happened, yeah, I would be mad just on principle, not because I think it matters for anything. Are you worried about it, Dylan? Because I don't think I'm worried about it. I just would be mad.
Okay, the answer to your question is no, I'm not worried about it. But I want to improvise something. Friend of the show, Heather Dinich, they asked her who her number 1 team is.
Yeah.
And I normally think that people get a little bit too fired up when it comes to the SEC bias on ESPN, but even this had me feeling some type of way.
When the rankings come out this week, where should LSU be?
LSU should be the number 1 team in the country. They went on the road. Ohio State won at home, albeit against a good team, and they beat a good team soundly. They made them one-dimensional. They exposed that. They limited them 31 rushing yards, like 1.9 yards per carry. Ridiculous. But
yeah. Well, you know who that sounds like? What Ohio State just did against the number 1 team in the country. What's the difference? I don't understand. Oh, yeah, LSU's defense looked really good, and they made Clemson look one-dimensional. Ohio State made Texas look no-dimensional. They couldn't run or pass against Ohio State. So I don't understand how there's people saying, oh, yeah, LSU had a more impressive win because they won at Clemson. I don't understand. I don't understand it.
She was caught in the moment. I think that's one of the ones that when she probably looks back on it, she's like, yeah, I was tripping. I was just caught up in the ear and Nussmeier hype. That's because that's, yeah, that doesn't even make remotely sense at all.
Genuinely, I like what Heather Dinich does. I think she does a lot of good work there at ESPN. We've had her on the show before. Hope to have her on sometime again, maybe to defend this argument, I guess.
You remember me talking about how my friend said people should ban podcasts?
Not ours, though.
Well,
don't ban ours.
I guess that doesn't matter because she on national TV saying this. So
find T-Bone and Tyvis, find that podcast wherever you get podcasts before Tyvis's friend bans them. Wherever you get podcasts, just search for T-Bone and Tyvis and follow it and like it and listen to it. But thank you if you already do that. Here's where I'm at with that whole commentary is that is a clear example to me of ESPN trying to gin up all of this excitement for something that isn't even technically their poll, right? It's an AP poll, but they love it when we're all fighting over this stuff. I know logically it doesn't matter. I know it will not affect anything. I also know if Ohio State does what they're supposed to do, even if they drop a game, maybe even if they drop 2 games, they're probably still in the college football playoffs, depending on how the rest of the season goes. I'm not terribly worried if the Buckeyes aren't number 1. But the logic that's being thrown out there of, well, Ohio State beat them, but was that even really a game? And it's like, you guys spent all of this offseason telling us how Texas was the greatest football team possibly ever assembled in college football. Arch Manning is going to come out and light everyone's hair on fire when he goes to the stadium. You've never seen somebody like this at the shoe. You don't know what's ready for, what you're going to be in for. So when that doesn't happen, they all go, Texas wasn't even really a thing. Let me tell you about Clemson being good and how LSU beat them. And it's like, yes, but none of you believed that as much as you believe that Texas thing. And now that now that Texas is the SEC team that failed, now that Bama is the SEC team that failed, you just move to the next. LSU is the next one. We're like, actually, they're the best. And we were silly, but now we got it right. LSU is actually the greatest.
This is why preseason rank shouldn't even be they shouldn't even come out.
You are exactly right.
They shouldn't even rank them till after week 1 is done.
But why do they do it? Because we're all arguing about it today. Because we're all arguing about these rankings that I agree mean nothing. But yet we're going to have them, so I feel like we have to have legitimate discussions about it if we're going to make points about it. But instead, now we got people just like, oh, yeah, those rankings we said yesterday don't even matter.
They beat them soundly. Texas scored 1 touchdown in the 4th quarter.
With like 4 minutes to go.
They had nothing going.
When Ohio State had basically said, if we get 2 touchdowns, we know we can win this game, and we don't need to do anything more. It wasn't about style points. It was about winning the game. But whatever. Yeah, I'm thoroughly frustrated with this discussion.
She is.
And then now she's talking about Bill Belichick. We can talk about him because it did not go well for him last night. Also, Bama's coach, Kalen DeBoer, he had a little bit of a weird press conference. You'll hear from him next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and welcome back from your Labor Day weekend. We are noticing a crash in our downtown area. This is happening on 670 eastbound, right at State Route 3 and Cleveland Avenue, also by Fort Case Park. The right lane is currently blocked out there. Taking a live look at our traffic cams again, 670 at Cleveland Avenue. You can notice at least 1 car involved. Thankfully, police are on scene. Still an active situation this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Right now in Washington, there's a fight going on to make life more affordable and bring back American jobs. Some play politics and some want to get things done. Senator John Husted is cutting through the noise, putting Ohio first. The new tax bill delivers for working families and helps small businesses hire and grow right here in Ohio. Tell John Husted, keep fighting for Ohio families and small businesses. Paid for by Senate Opportunity Fund.
From the first one born in the USA to the tens of millions that followed, from the American highways to the NASCAR race days, more people have counted on their Camrys than any other car for over 23 years. And now, Camry is even better. It's all hybrid all the time to be more efficient yet powerful, with available all-wheel drive for the capability to go wherever you want to go in style and comfort. For the latest offers, go to Toyota.com and make your own history. Toyota, let's go places.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My toilet's clogged, backed up too. The sink is running slow. Water's backed up everywhere. Oh, please don't overflow.
Clogged drain, no problem. It's 93 or free. I'll clear any drain or you don't pay with a 1-year guarantee.
It's 93 or free.
Guaranteed. Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
At Baths R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement, and that starts with the team who brings your vision to life. Our installers aren't just skilled, they're experts.
This is who we are. This is what we do all day, every day.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement, or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, loads and no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate, or go to bathsrus.com. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
CME wants to beat your bike or boat loan rate by 1.5% APR. Enjoy no payments for 90 days, low rates, and terms up to 84 months. Take the summer off and ride easy with CME. Terms and conditions apply. Minimum floor rate of 6.25% APR. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit CMEFCU.org for additional details.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Guys, this sports season, it's game on at Synergenics and Low T Center, the MVPs of testosterone replacement therapy. Ready to tackle low energy and achieve your health goals like a pro? They've got a winning game plan with personalized TRT. Book your free consultation and automatically enter for a chance to win autographed sports memorabilia or tickets to major sporting events. Female patients also eligible. For more info and to book your appointment, visit trtmvp.com. That's trtmvp.com.
After an audit of our programming, the suits here at The Fan decided we needed more baseball. And that common man is stupid. Good news, we fixed one of those problems. Catch the Reds on The Fan all season long. Yay, baseball.
At the Ohio Lottery, we make Keno fun, your way. That means every few minutes across Ohio, 20 out of 80 possible numbers are randomly picked. And if some of the numbers you picked match, voila, you're a winner. Keno doesn't require you to know a single thing about sports basketball or overs, unders, pluses, minuses, or lines, or whatever else. Keno is as simple as, did some of my numbers match? They did? Great. You just raked in some dough. There are more than 20 hours of Keno draws every day and thousands of places to play statewide. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
You might need a light jacket again this morning with our wake-up temperatures in the mid-50s, but this afternoon you'll be tossing it in the back seat with afternoon highs getting into the low 80s and plenty of sunshine. For tonight, mostly clear skies again overnight with our lows down into the mid to upper 50s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The only contraband hiding in Tyvis's butt cheeks is a Kit Kat bar. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
All right, quick quiz for you. You know how many people fit in the shoe, roughly?
104,000.
104,000. That's a lot of people. When you go to the shoe and you see all the Buckeye fans there, and you're like, my God, that's a lot of people. 104,000 people, all right? Now multiply that number times 20 And that is the amount of windows that Window Nation, my guys, have installed over the years in houses all across this country. 2 million plus windows and counting they have installed all over the country. And in fact, as a proud partner of The Ohio State University, they're giving you a great deal. Right now, you can make no payments for 2 years on a set of windows. You won't have to deal with monthly payments, down payment, or interest until 2027. You can also buy 2 windows and get 2 for free this month. That's a great deal. But further than that, you can get 2 free tickets to an upcoming Ohio State game when you replace all the windows in your home with Window Nation windows. A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, a 50-point inspection before they even leave the factory, 20-point inspection once they are installed. And that's, again, they've put in 2 million windows, and each of them gets a 20-point inspection before they leave. So that gives you peace of mind that they put them in right. Energy-efficient windows from Window Nation, that's the way to go. Call them today, 866-90-NATION, or visit windownation.com. Like I said, they've installed over 2 million windows. They know what they're doing. They will take care of your house, and you'll get a great deal on them. Like I said, no interest, no payments until 2027. windownation.com or 866-90-NATION. So Kalen DeBoer, he is the, for now, head coach of Alabama football. I mean, we talked earlier in the show. He's got a $70 million buyout.
He'll be there for a while.
We'll see. But he had a press conference yesterday, kind of the first time he's really addressed the media after they lost, and he talked to him after that. But then yesterday was like his scheduled media availability, and this was a little awkward exchange he had with a reporter. You'll hear the reporter's voice first, and then Kalen DeBoer.
You mentioned the great week before the game. Just how much do you self-scout the preparation before games, and are there times as a coach where maybe you notice during the week that things might not be going the way that you want them to?
You said, what do you mean, great week?
A great week. You said a great week of preparation.
For this week, you're saying, or are you referring to last
going
week?
Going up to Florida State before that game.
I said that?
You said that, yeah, before.
Oh, just,
yeah.
Okay, all right.
I mean,
what's wrong with him? Is he getting old or something? Is he losing his mind?
Well, and then the audio doesn't quite do it justice, because on his face, he then has this look where the reporter says, last week I had a great, like I said, we had great preparation. And then he kind of gives this look of like, who the F thought it was great last week? So he kind of seemingly is making the indication there that, yeah, it wasn't a great week of practice last week. But then he gave a comment after this where he goes on to say essentially, yeah, we did have a great week of practice, but sometimes the guys have trouble translating the numbers that they're wearing on our field to the guys, what they're doing when they're on the real field. So like he tackles 14 over here, but he really needs to tackle 28 on Florida State. And it's like, what kind of idiocy are we discussing, man? Just own up to the fact it wasn't good enough. It's not because the players.
Like I say, wait a minute. This is, man. Okay,
makes you appreciate Ryan Day, doesn't it?
It does. Like, all that is fine and dandy and cool if that's what your excuse is. But like I said, when you turn the tape on and I see defenses not tackling and guys jogging to the ball and like that has nothing to do with what number the guys wearing. Like, that has nothing to do with that. It's a culture thing. It's something that you letting slip through that you need to nip in the bud. If I was you, I would do what we did in 2013 maybe? Maybe 2013. It was either 2012 or 2013. 2012. Let's say 2012.
Okay.
We played Indiana, and we let Indiana. I think Indiana about came back and won the game on us.
I know there was a game around that time. It was 2012 or 2013.
We were up by a large margin, and Indiana.
And it became like a 2-point game, right? Something like that.
52 to 49 was the final score.
It was that on the road or I don't remember.
It was at Indiana.
Yeah. Okay.
It was at Indiana.
Yeah, that I remember watching that game, I believe, out at the casino. Because I think that was one of the first times the casino had opened, and I was like, I'm going to swing in there and check out a game. And then I was like, oh, they got this in the bag, and I went to leave.
So it was the score. We was up 45-27 going into the fourth quarter, 14 minutes.
Yeah.
And they scored 45-33, 51-34, 52-40, 52-47. Then they got the 2-point conversion. So, yeah, that game got really close. Make a long story short, it was a defensive meeting after that. It was a defensive meeting. It was like a kumbaya type thing, right? And there was a lot of things that was said in that meeting. A lot of people got their frustrations off in that meeting, and it led to them playing better, is what I'm saying. When Alabama needs to have all defensive meeting, and they need to roll the tape and just look at them clips and then ask themselves, does that look like a guy that has a burning passion to get to that ball? Is that a guy that's playing with relentless effort? Then you need to show them the old Alabama defenses. I'd say maybe let's say 2-3 years ago. Let's go back 2 or 3 years ago and look at that defense and see the difference in how they're playing, the intensity, the aggressiveness. Like, none of that jumps off to me when you see the Tide right now. So clearly there is a culture issue in that program, and they need to address that. It has none of the X's and O's matter if these guys don't have a burning desire to get to the football and make somebody inflict pain on somebody. If that's not the case, you're not going to win too many games.
It looked like, watching that defense, like it. To your point, it felt like they had read all the stuff that was being said about this game. And it was as if the Bama players thought, yeah, all right, they're playing us tough now, but we're going to eventually overcome this and win. Someone will make a play. And it's like, no, you need to make a play. One of you needs to go out and do that. And it looked like a lot of those guys, especially on the defense, were just saying, yeah, someone will step up here and make a play. It's not going to be me. I'm just going to kind of loaf over here and try to pretend like I'm trying to tackle. There are reports, too. And I know it's the Bama message board media down there in Tuscaloosa. It can be a little bit of rumor and innuendo. But have you heard the rumors about the hotel before the game?
Mm-mm.
Supposedly, because, they were in Tallahassee.
Mm-hmm.
So the players are staying in a hotel. What time was the check for you to be in bed, lights out before a game, usually?
Like 10 p.m.
Okay. They said that the players were getting DoorDash, some of them well after midnight, some of them after like 2 p.m. Or 2 a.m., I mean. They also said that apparently some girlfriends may have made it over to the team hotel and were hanging out as well. And I just thought, now who knows if all that's true? But that is what's being kind of put out there by some of the
had their girl
blogosphere over there. I'm just saying.
This is the NIL world, so they can afford to fly their girlfriends out.
If there's any shred of truth to that, though, does that scream like, oh, yeah, this culture that's locked in for our football team, big game on the road, starting off the season, we want to set the tone. No, we're going to get McDonald's delivered at 2 a.m. and we're going to have our girlfriend over. Like, that just doesn't scream like, oh, yeah, these guys are locked in, ready to go.
You know what, though?
And that goes on culture, which has to fall some of that to Kalen DeBoer, if that's true.
Honestly, I will find out in a couple of weeks. Like, I think that, yes, you can fall into the fact that, I'm at Bama, like, this is what we do typically, blah, blah, blah. We're always great and all those things. So it just happens. Like, that's the type of thing. But now they get a chance. I want to see how they respond. Like, you got hit in the mouth. You let a dude say that he was going to hit you in the mouth. I'm going to punch you right in your mouth.
Nick Saban can't save you.
And nobody going to stop me and nobody can save you. And then walk right up to you and punch you right in your mouth and you did nothing. So I need to know how you respond. Now, you got UL Monroe, so that is what it is. But you play Wisconsin. And everybody says that Coach Fick is kind of coaching for his job this year. So he's going to have those guys hyped up and ready. Because you best believe Wisconsin watched that tape. And they like, oh, for real?
Yeah.
And Wisconsin about to go back to the old Wisconsin of running the ball more? Yeah. It's going to be a great test to see if they got things fixed.
I'm deeming Wisconsin and Alabama the buyout bowl. Both these guys have huge buyouts. One of them's probably getting bought out, though.
Hey, we've talked about it. When did the Buckeyes play Wisconsin? I want to say it's like middle of October. I mean, I hope for Luke Fickell. I root for him. I want him to be successful, but that could be one that if it's not going well, if the Buckeyes end up being like, I don't know, third or fourth loss of the season, and it's bad, then that could be the game where maybe Fickell's told to hit the road. I don't know.
They play October 18th in Madison.
All right, so that's probably game 5 or 6 for them, I'm guessing.
No, that is game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, game 7. All right. I mean, 7 games. If it's like, if they've already lost, like, let's say 3, and then OSU comes in and wins by like 40 or something. I mean, just dominates them start to finish. I don't know that that's going to happen. I'm just pointing out that if it does, that could be the thing. I would hate to see that for Luke Fickell, but that's a possibility. You're right.
He's going to get that big bag still. He'll be all right.
Yeah, you're right. And then he can come here and be like a, consultant or be on the staff. And then, if Matt Patricia ends up coaching here for 2 years and going on and doing something else, then Luke Fickell can step it. See, it all will work out. It'll all be fine. We're good. Coming up next, I saw that Michigan fans are extremely frustrated, and they're yelling that they've been screwed over yet again by this cheating scandal. We'll tell you, they're like Johnny Manziel, except for college football. We'll talk about them next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
We are still closely monitoring a crash over in Westerville this morning, over on our north side. This is happening on 270 westbound, just beyond State Route 710 and Cleveland Avenue. A left lane still blocked this morning. Looks like a couple cars were involved. Thankfully, police are on scene, but as for your travel times, not looking too good. Again, right before you're approaching this area, looking at 41 miles per hour, definitely a lot slower for a Tuesday commute. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here. After retiring from professional football, I never expected that me, Bobby, I'd have low testosterone. So I went to my friends over at Affinity, I got my labs done, and now I've been on a testosterone replacement plan with Affinity for 8+ years. Best of all, they've supplemented it with peptides and lots of other great products. Learn why me and thousands of men trust the experts at Affinity to feel their best. Get more energy, better workouts, feel like yourself again. And do not waste another day. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com today.
Hey Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Every time Tyvis laughs, take a drink. Just kidding. You'd be dead in 30 seconds. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
There are a few things more wonderful in life than intimacy. But when erectile dysfunction harms intimacy, it can have a devastating effect on a relationship. So don't be that guy. Go see my people over at Tri-State Men's Health, because they have treatments when the pills and the herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. And some of these treatments can have you standing up in it for an hour or better. There are 6 locations here in Ohio, so there's plenty spots for you to go visit. There's 2 here in Columbus. One is in Hilliard. The other one is in Westerville. Schedule a consult with Tri-State Men's Health today. Your initial visit will be $99, and it will include a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a TMPSA test, and if medically advised, the test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. So call them today at 800-900-9654 or visit tristatemenshealth.com.
Powerball yesterday did not end up getting a winner. That's a $1.1 billion with a B dollar jackpot. I guess that goes to, they said $1.3 billion for Wednesday's drawing. So
I got to put a ticket in.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to do the same. I actually was trying to think what I would do if I had hundreds of millions of dollars that you would get after taxes from that. One of the thoughts that occurred to me was maybe I would secretly try to become a Michigan booster. Hear me out. And then I would donate enough money to get into the good graces there and then sabotage the program just from inside. I would be looking for 2-star guys and I'm like, no, I got to read on this dude. Let's give him $500,000 and then just convince them to blow money on guys that sucked. And then
that's no way.
Little mole action I would be doing.
There's no way that they would do that. That's first of all. Secondly, they'll justify it by saying we're rich. Who cares? Who cares? It was a point in time. It was a point in time where they were like, "Who cares about football? We're a basketball school now."
Oh, I know. And who had him that way? Jim Tressel and Urban Meyer had him that way. Hopefully, Ryan Day can get him back to those days very soon.
So if you do what you do, they're gonna say, "Who cares about winning games? We're rich."
Yeah, but again, I would be rich too, so I wouldn't care that I'm giving my money away as long as I know they wouldn't be winning. That would be the main reason I would do that.
Tyvis, if you hit the jackpot, how many jobs would you have and how many days a week would you be working? Would you still be working 7 days a week if you had $1 billion or close to it?
I always told myself that I would continue to work. I just work under a different mindset.
What does that mean?
I don't know, because like I'm very relaxed now that I sit here and think about that. But like, I don't know. Like maybe it'd be days I actually like, I just don't feel like going in today. Like maybe it'd be one of those moments.
Yeah. So you would be just like a normal employee who's just like, I don't know if I feel like going.
I don't know really normal people.
We all go.
Normal people just be like,
I don't know if I feel like going in today.
People really just be like, I'm gonna just call off today. Like you got to give notice. Like you got to give like at least 72-hour notice.
Depends on the job. Like, I mean, here, yeah. And obviously I don't feel that way here, but like when I worked in an office job, there were days where I was like, what's the temperature out? I got sick days to burn. Hello. Fair. I did one of those. Sometimes you just need a day.
But Dylan, like, what would I do though? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I didn't do my jobs, like, what would I do?
What do you mean?
Chill.
What would you do? Yeah.
What is this chill thing?
We all have kids now too. They're the ultimate excuse when you don't want to do anything.
They go to school now.
That's okay. No one has to know.
Yeah. See, I'm just saying, like, if I had $1 billion, I would have a hobby that would take up all my time. Like, I would probably become someone who collects classic cars and exotic cars, and then I would spend a lot of time managing that, where you have to get them serviced. You got to drive them from time to time and enjoy that.
No, that's
and that'd be my day. I'd be like, oh yeah, I got 3 hours today of meeting with a mechanic, and then I got to go buy another car, and then I got to go drive this one so it has some miles on it, and then oh man, that was 8 hours of my day.
Well, I'm crazy.
It's all for nothing. It was all
I'm
stupid.
crazy because I'd say I'm already under contract for this, so I might as well. This is only 3 hours out of the day, so I may as well.
Right.
And it's early in the morning. I'm gonna be up anyway, so I may as well just go in there and collect this extra money. I mean, might as well.
Well, if I hit the jackpot, I'm buying the station and limiting your hours. That's what I would do.
I'm under contract. You can't do anything to me.
I mean, theoretically, you could still pay you and then say, don't come in.
Trust me.
I signed a deal.
I've signed contracts with the radio entities, and they've ripped it up right in my face.
They have, and they do. So I saw this Michigan story where apparently the Michigan fans are all feeling vindicated today because in the NCAA report, 79-page report about their, not alleged, their actual sign stealing, where they broke a bunch of rules, got some slap on the wrist punishments for it, including the $20 million fine. There are some little notes that have caused them to feel completely vindicated. One of them is that the NCAA revealed a student athlete lied about his claim that former linebacker coach Chris Partridge asked players not to cooperate with investigators. So former players said, Chris Partridge told us to lie to you. That turned out not to be true. The investigators couldn't find any evidence of that. They actually cleared Chris Partridge and said, hey, we don't have any evidence of wrongdoing here. Even though Michigan fired him, they said, yeah, we don't see any reason why you would have broken any rules here. You didn't apparently tell people to lie. However, the NCAA report also said that that same student athlete recorded a phone call with Connor Stalions, and that phone call technically was obtained illegally because Connor Stalions didn't know he was being recorded.
Wait a minute.
So now, even though what Connor Stalions said in the phone call launched their whole investigation, gave them the foundation for a lot of what they found out, and turned out to all be true because that was obtained by a student athlete not telling him, hey, this call's being recorded before he recorded it. That's giving Michigan fans today, they're like, see,
so
we all got screwed. This was all illegal and none of this was real.
The part that's getting me is the fact, so the kid wore a wire? They told this kid to wear a wire?
I don't know if he did that or if he just literally called him on a phone, and you can do that. You can like record the phone call.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I understand that. Like, who told him to record the call?
He was doing it because he felt like something was going. I think this predated the investigation. This is like he did this on his own, and then that's part of how we found out about it. So that's like this.
I've never heard of this before.
I didn't either, but it's in the report.
I'm gonna record this call just for future.
You can go
reference.
read it. It's on CBS News. They have a whole write up about it. But this is the thing: Michigan fans are sending this around, going, "Yeah, see, we're vindicated."
I'm not.
Someone lied about it.
It doesn't vindicate them at all. Is the part that gets me is that they kind of like this is an inside job here.
Yeah, he's a whistleblower.
Why he do this?
Yeah.
By the way, they hired a private investigator to investigate this student athlete. And that's how they found out about all this. So, like, a private investigator told them that the Michigan student athlete recorded these calls, and then that's how this all got into the report. So all they're talking about, private investigator this, private investigator that, how dare anybody use a private investigator? Then they're using it. It's all stupid. It's all dumb. Michigan got away with it. I know we have to let it go at some point, but the reality is those fans up there are hanging on to this as if it is a lifeline off of, like, a sinking ship. They're like, oh, yeah, but see, look, we're okay because this was recorded illegally. This was obtained illegally. That's fine. The reality is you still broke the rules, and everybody found out about it. Now everybody knows you cheated, and you all lied about cheating. Jim Harbaugh is the biggest liar of all of them, and he got away with it. Everybody's getting away with it. I get it. But let's not bury the lead here, which is you definitely cheated, and that's real. Also, sadly, maybe real is that they actually have a quarterback up there that very much concerns me.
You like him, huh?
It's only one game, but I watched some Bryce Underwood, and I got to tell you, he doesn't look bad. He didn't even run the ball. He just was going through his progressions, making nice throws.
When you got to give them their props.
I don't want to. I'm just warning you that when they play Oklahoma this week, we'll find out, right? He's a freshman, I think, going on the road. Isn't that at Oklahoma?
Yes.
I want to say.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. We'll find out. But 1 week at home against New Mexico, he didn't look bad. So I'm not trying to be I hate Michigan, but I'll tell you if I think they're good or bad.
I hope they are good.
That one worries.
I like to beat them when they good. I don't want to beat them when they bad, because then all they're going to say is, you were bad this year. You should have won. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
I hope they lose every game the rest of the year. I hope they schedule Appalachian State out of nowhere and then lose to them again. Like, I want them to be as bad as possible.
No, that's just pathetic. I don't want that to happen. If you want your get back, you have to beat them when they're as good, because when they beat us, we were full strength.
Doesn't matter.
It wasn't like we were a weaker team.
They can be full strength. I hope they just suck. That's what I'm saying.
When they beat us, we didn't suck.
I don't care. I watched that Appalachian State game 18 years ago yesterday, by the way. Shout out to that anniversary. 18 years ago, when I watched that game happen live, I realized, oh, no, I just like watching Michigan lose. I don't care if it hurt, because that hurts. That hurt the Big Ten, right? Michigan losing to App State, that wasn't good for the reputation of the conference. I did not care at all. And I would not care if they lose to Oklahoma by 30 this weekend. Good. I hope you lose every game by 30, Michigan. I hate you.
That game, so Michigan's 14th, Oklahoma's 18th. Oddly, Oklahoma's a 5.5-point favorite, which I feel like is a lot.
Yeah.
You taking the Wolverines and the points?
No, I would do the opposite.
Oh,
look at you! You one go. Didn't you just say that you like to go against it?
Exactly. I think most people are going to be like, wow, that's a lot of points. Let me take Michigan. I don't bet games until right before kickoff, but that's just like an early lean that I'm like, why is Oklahoma? Vegas knows something if Oklahoma's favored by 5.5. That seems like that should be a lot closer spread.
Well, make sure you do it on Prime Sports, Ohio.
Yeah. Didn't John Mateer, did he throw for like 400 yards in their first game? I want to say Oklahoma.
They played like Washington School of the Blind. Okay. Or some school like that.
All right.
So
that's an interesting opponent for week one, I guess. All I know
Michigan had a similar opponent.
I heard they basically threw the ball a ton but didn't run it at all. So that'll be the kind of issue I'll be curious to see is can Oklahoma run the ball against Michigan? If so, maybe Oklahoma gets it done. I don't know. But I'm just saying, Buckeye fans, watch out for Bryce Underwood. He may actually be as good as advertised. I hope I'm wrong on that. We come back. We'll talk with Eric Reeser and hit the buzzer next. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Tuesday morning to you. We are noticing some backups for folks over in Groveport, especially if you take 270 southbound. A crash out there just past 33 eastbound. Right lane currently blocked there. So we do have a live look at the scene, 270 at 33. Once again, over on our southeast side, down to one lane. So that's why we're noticing some major slowdowns there. Thankfully, though, first responders, multiple, are on scene. Hopefully everyone is okay. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Week number 1, it all starts now, and every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers, this one's for you. You bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets. Poof, instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Gotta love that quad box, right? Your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THEFAN971. That's code THEFAN971 to get $300 $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more, plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus. Ohio only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer. Hey there, you've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine. You could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt. But you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Not with TrueHold. With TrueHold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. But listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. That's TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. Cash out your entire home's value and stay put. TrueHold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. Imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt. And you can stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. Get your all-cash offer now. Call 1-855-300-9993. Again, that's 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
The savings are so good at Great Lakes Hyundai of Dublin. Save on new Santa Fe and Palisades with 0% APR and make no payment for 90 days. Customers will qualify. Interest accrues during no payment period.
Columbus, the Blue Jackets schedule is out. And you can lock in your seats with ticket plans starting at just 11 games. Don't miss a moment of the action. Visit BlueJackets.com.
Opening day of baseball is cool. The tournament's first weekend is amazing. Underrated sports day, the first Sunday of NFL football. So let's spend it together at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Join On the Money and The Fan for a watch party for the Bengals-Browns game September 7th. Watch and place wagers on over 30 kiosks, contests, prizes, and oh look, little footballs. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today.
Fall is here. The leaves are changing, football's on TV, and family time by the bonfire feels just right. Before it gets even colder, now's the time to make sure your home is ready for what lies ahead. For over 3 decades, homeowners across Central Ohio have turned to Newman Roofing for reliable roofing, siding, and gutter work that stands the test of time. From your very first call, you'll talk with a real person who's happy to walk you through the process. Your estimator won't push you, just explain what's going on with your home and share solutions that make sense for you. And when the work begins, a dedicated job supervisor makes sure every detail meets Newman Roofing standards. Don't just take our word for it. Check out the hundreds of 5-star Google reviews from families right here in Columbus who chose Newman Roofing and couldn't be happier. Appointments are filling fast for fall installations, so don't wait. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today. Let Newman Roofing handle your to-do list so you can get back to the things and the people that matter most. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online today at newmanroofing.com.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
One of these men is bald and fat. The other is T-Bone. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tomorrow, 8 o'clock hour, we will give you our NFL picks. Division winners, conference champions, Super Bowl winner, first coach to get fired, who knows? All that and more coming up tomorrow in the 8 o'clock hour. Now on Bishop and Friends, you guys have been going through all the divisions. You did all that stuff, more thorough previews like that. Eric Reeser joining us now.
Gentlemen.
Are you ready for the NFL season to start? Are you
technically, the NFL's 33rd team was playing last night. Remember how Bill Belichick's going to do this revolutionary new thing where he comes from the NFL and he develops all his guys to be ready for the next level. And you heard it 90 times on the broadcast. Right? Yeah. ESPN was really trying to play up how Belichick's going to make this a true NFL feeder organization. That's what he's going to do at North Carolina. That's what Herm Edwards said he was going to do at Arizona State. And I think we all remember how that went. So this is going just about that.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
He had Brandon Ayuk and Jaden Daniels.
Cool. Would they win?
Yeah.
Where Jaden Daniels finishes his college career. I don't know. You would you can use the computer that's provided to you by our top men and Google it because I don't care.
But is that before? Did he transfer before or after Herb Edwards?
So where did Jaden Daniels finish his college career? I don't. So whatever.
Did Herb Edwards get fired or not?
So here's the point. It doesn't work
anymore.
when you think college football is easy, and Herm Edwards thought it, and now Bill Belichick thinks it.
Yeah.
This is an easy thing to do, and it is not.
He meant he's going to be the feeder to the NFL.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because then, like, his best player, Bill Belichick, not his, but the guy who was there last year, who was one of his best players.
North Carolina's most productive player is now in Scarlet and Gray.
Yeah, so that
and their long snapper.
This is a feeder team to the NFL, so that's true. Yeah, that's fair.
You didn't have high hopes for them going into that game?
I sure didn't.
You just knew that it was going to be a disaster.
They look like a bunch of dudes who just got playing together 6 months ago.
Well, they are.
All right.
They got 70 transfers. I mean, that's...
Like, they just got together.
Deion Sanders says, calm down. That's a bit much. Like,
Deion had his quarterback.
Well, that's true. He did.
Bill had to go to South Alabama to find a guy who was willing to. And so I do think it'll go better for Bill in Chapel Hill than it did for Herm at Arizona State.
Oh.
But I think it's going to take some time, and I think it's going to be a clunker this Saturday against, Tim Albin and Charlotte, former head coach at Ohio University. I'm not ready for the college football season. I mean, for the NFL season, I should say. I still am trying to bask in the weekend we had for college football.
I agree with you.
You don't think the NFL first season is going to be as good?
Week 1 of the NFL, no. I don't think any week in the NFL is as good as any week in college football. I'm so much more a fan of that.
Because I'm with you on that. I love college football more than I love the NFL. Although I will watch all the NFL games too. I feel like you don't get the same. The stuff we had this past weekend, you have like a cat as the mascot for Bowling Green as they took back their opening kickoff.
Yeah.
And it went from there. I mean, you just had all kinds of insanity going on. The Arch Manning stuff.
I hear y'all.
It's great.
But there's a reason why the NFL kills the ratings every year.
I'm not here to argue that.
No,
but I can't make that.
The only reason that college is a little bit better as far as like atmosphere and all that, outside of the fans and all those things, is because they actually have rankings. And it's like, oh, this is an upset. When you see 15 beat 6, it's an upset. In the NFL, there is none of that. Like that happens all the time.
No one gets as excited, to your point, about an upset in the NFL, even if it's like
it ain't really one because it's the NFL.
If there's like a 14-point dog that somehow wins a game, that's all viewed as like, wow,
that's normal behavior.
That was yeah, it's unusual, but it's like, oh well, that's not going to matter because that team still sucks. The other team's going to have to figure out what to do about it. What do you guys have coming up on the show today, Reese?
So we're going to do a little bit more basking in Ohio State's 14-7 win over Texas. I think it's safe to say the Buckeyes, despite some prognosticators thinking that LSU might be the top team in the country, when the AP Top 25 rolls around for its Week 2 poll around noon, Ohio State's likely going to be in the top spot. So players getting ready for Graham. It'll be tough for the next couple of weeks because Ohio State's going to have to avoid a lull because you have 2 weeks against 2 teams you should beat by 30 points.
Oh.
Then you have a bye.
They're going against your Bobcats.
Then you're going to Washington. Yes.
They're going to beat your Bobcats
by a lot of points. Ohio's defense, not good. Ohio State's defense, I think, is just going to get in stride come September 13th. But they've got Grambling this week in the first meeting all time between the two schools. Dom Tiberi is going to jump on at 10:30, relive a little bit of what he saw in front of 107,500 people this past Saturday. Brandon Marcello, national college football reporter for CBS Sports. He was in attendance for Ohio State and Texas. He'll give us some of his thoughts from what he saw and then preview the season that is to come because Ohio State's still got 16 more games.
I'm just looking.
It's a long slog.
Oh, yeah. We got a lot to go here. I also just looking at North Carolina, their list of people who are involved in their coaching staff. We talked earlier about how Freddie Kitchens is on that staff.
Yeah.
Fading Freddie Kitchens is going to be a fun hobby of mine all season long, but Mike Lombardi's the GM, who's a longtime Belichick acolyte. Matt Lombardi is their quarterback's coach, so that's Mike's son.
Sure.
And then you have not one but 2 Belichick sons on the staff as well. You have guys like Bob Diaco, who are like, I forgot that he was still around. Like, he's coaching on this team. You're not winning in college football with this staff. I'm sorry. I didn't realize everybody that he had on his staff, but it's basically like buddies and kids of people that he knows. That's not a winning formula in college football.
I think you can build something with that as long as you've got, and it looks like North Carolina's, got their full support behind whatever you want to call this Nepo experiment. So as long as they do that, as long as ESPN showed the luminaries in the box last night. I think Jordan was there, LT was there, Roy Williams was there. I think you can build something from it. So there's got to be a little bit of patience in Chapel Hill, but it was fun to point and laugh at Belichick last night.
Absolutely was. All right. 3 hours. Bishop and Friends. Listen all 3 hours. That's coming up next. Right now, we're hitting the buzzer.
Shove it down your throat. It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems. Find your local Bryant Heating and Cooling dealer at Bryant.com.
Tyvis, I feel like you can relate to this story. Hunter Renfrow, long-time NFL, well, I don't know, long time. He's been in the league for quite a few years, though. Hunter Renfrow was cut by the Panthers.
Yeah.
Right at the end of camp. But he's one of those guys where they cut him, but then said, hold on, if we make a move, we may want you back. Don't go too far.
Okay.
So he, meanwhile, went to work at his family business. I forget where it is.
They made a move, didn't they?
Well, they did. They got rid of Adam Thielen, sent him to Minnesota. So they said, hey, we now have a roster spot for Hunter Renfrow. Let's bring him back. Even though they cut him like a week ago, they wanted him to come back. He said on the day that they called him, he missed like 10 phone calls from their GM, Dan Morgan, from Dave Canales, their head coach, and even his agent, because he said, well, he was doing some work on his car or around his car. Kids were sitting in the back seat, and he had given them the phone to watch Bluey. So the kids just kept swiping. They saw the thing, and they just swiped up. So he said, I got the back and I saw I missed all these calls. And I'm like, holy crap. And he calls back his agent and finds out, oh, yeah, the Panthers won him. So I just picture, though, like, you know how this goes when those people are calling you and they're like, why the hell is he not picking up?
Yeah.
Should we rethink this? What's this guy's commitment level?
I've done that to my wife. Like, it was an emergency. And I'm like, why didn't you answer the phone? She said, well, Melanie, our youngest, she was watching something and she just kept ignoring my call.
Yeah. It's total. I mean, Hunter Renfrow as a dad, totally relatable. I can't relate to him as an NFL player because I could never do what he does. But as a dad, it's like, oh, yeah, I've definitely been there when I've realized my kids have taken my phone and then stuff has happened on it that did not need to happen, all because the kids are just having fun watching Bluey. That's it for us. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. It's Bishop and Friends coming up next. We will see you tomorrow. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, we are noticing a new crash pop up on our time saver traffic map. This one happening downtown. This is State Route 315. That's southbound ramp to 670 in that eastbound direction. Do expect some lane closures out there in an already pretty busy area over in our city this morning. So do note that the road is still open. That ramp is still open, just a little restricted this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic. Make it a great Tuesday.
Ben Sattler, Assistant Vice President, Commercial Lending, on what makes First Bank of Central Ohio successful.
What we do as a community bank is really, listening to, that company, finding the solutions that best need their business and is not just a universal product that you could get anywhere else.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Dormar, your climate hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle. Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer when you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead.
You get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up, playa. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T's and C's apply. In-app only.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
The month of September underway, and that means another few weeks of baseball left. But not the case in 1918, when on this September 2nd, the baseball season came to an early end. With the First World War still in progress and the United States becoming ever more involved, Major League owners voted to end the season early. Baseball players have been granted an exemption to a government order requiring all men to take war-related jobs or join the service. But that exemption ended on September 2nd, and the regular season came to a close. The war ended just a couple of months later and the 1919 season was played, but baseball took a backseat to World War I this September 2nd, 1918, this date in Reds baseball.
This date in Reds baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
Double your Keno booster automatically every Tuesday in September between 4 and 5 p.m. with Keno Power Hour Double Booster. Play Keno with Booster between 4 and 5 any Tuesday afternoon in September, and the booster value will be doubled. You could boost your winnings up to 20 times all September long. Learn more at OhioLottery.com/Keno Power Hour. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Then you are under siege. From the minute you hit adulthood, stress, bad sleep, junk food, screens, pressure, it all chips away at your testosterone, your energy, and your confidence. But no one tells you that. And no one tells you the benefit of screening early when you're younger. Research has found that maintaining optimal hormone levels prevents severe men's health issues later in life. At Columbus Men's Clinic, we fight for you. The tired dad, the high performers running on fumes, the gym grinders, the man whom online pills have failed. This is for every man, young and old. Forget pills from apps or emails. You need a real medical provider, a clinic that'll fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Guys, the future is local. Real clinics, real specialists, real answers. Testosterone results in minutes, not days. Columbus Men's Clinic's friendly staff is on standby, ready to tackle your ED, your low T, and enhance your life. Call right now, 614-300-7400, or go to columbusmensclinic.com. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Back to work, school, it's all happening. It's real life. Routine shouldn't be a bad word. How about winning rhythm? Losing weight every week with Awaken 180 and looking forward each day in every weigh-in. Fast results online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Wow, that nagging joint pain. You know the one. Sometimes it's from maybe years of hard work. Sometimes it's just an old injury that never healed right. I know I've got plenty of those. Either way, it's been calling the shots in your life for far too long. But that stops right now. Hey, Bobby Carpenter here, and QC Kinetics is here in Columbus to flip the script. Dr. Walkoff and his team are going to use regenerative medicine, just like I got, advanced cellular treatments that will help your body heal itself. It's going to restore the damaged tissues. It's not a cover-up for it. It's not pills. It's not scalpels. It's long-term lasting relief. So you don't have to operate your life around the pain anymore. QC Kinetics, no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Just smarter and natural ways to heal your body. Make sure you bring your MRI, bring your x-rays. They'll tell you if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. So just call QC Kinetics at 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. Or visit them at qckinetics.com.